Okay, I believe we are getting ready to roll. Let me just make sure. Get my screen up. Gotta mute my own replay. And see how things are going. If we are streaming right now, welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. I didn't turn my light on. I'm too dark. There we go. I knew something was missing. But welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order. And we're here for some more Wonder Trading. Just starting off a little bit, I want to show off. I'm doing some photo galleries here in the, the Alola Photo Club. Kind of commemorating some of my Pokemon from, you know, all the different generations that I've had. I see Corey Coxon is here. Hello, Corey. New name, I believe. I'm not recognizing that. We see Sailor Pika and CRJ 2002, Kanto Champion Red, and Ruben is here as well. What else do I have pictures of? Look at this. I got a perfect shot of me doing a pose, and Smart the Noctowl is like, what are you doing? Settle down. It's not that serious. And I got one of them tilting his head a bit. That's pretty cool. Alright, without any further ado, what I'm going to start doing is probably start putting some of these photos on Twitter, just because I like to showcase all my Pokemon stuff like that. And Unknown Spike says, hello, congrats for the shinies. Thank you. I believe, would that be a reference to yesterday's Warp Ride, I think, because you said in the comments that you hadn't seen the stream, but you did check out the video afterwards. So that might be what you're talking about. And I actually got a shiny today in Pokemon Go. I didn't put it on Twitter, because I guess I forgot to record it, but Random Plusle showed up, and I managed to get that one. And hello to Joshua Pokemon Goer. Hello, they're saying, hey people, and hey Professor, how's your day going? Not too bad. I accomplished a lot today, at least in terms of Pokemon Go. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. First of all, today is Wonder Trade Night, and we still have a number of Pokemon from the previous 6 weeks of Wi-Fi battles, the prizes, that are still yet to trade out. You can see on the layout down below, we got Totodile, Mudkip, Snivy, Electrike, Froakie, and Kadabra. So without any further ado, I'm going to jump in, and what we're going to do, first of all, I'll get myself connected. So, what we're going to start doing, people have asked before, can I type go in the chat and then start Wonder Trading then? It's basically, like, you know, I don't even think we really need to do that, because even though there is like about a 30-second delay on the stream, the chances of us connecting the moment we both click trade is still pretty minimal. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait until I see my live playback here. Also, by the way, make sure you're at the current updated, you know, split second if possible of the stream, because the moment I see that I am in the PC, essentially, when you, like, as soon as I get into a box, I'm going to click trade. How do I explain this? As soon as we all see on YouTube that I am in a box of Pokemon, that's when I'm going to click trade on my screen. So, I'll be trading the moment that you folks see me in a box. For example, I'm going to go to Wonder Trade right now, just to show you a basic example of what I'm talking about. I'm currently sitting in the Brock box. I'm not going to trade yet. Hang on there. I'm going to move over to Misty. So as soon as I go over to the Brock box and I see all the Totodile pop up on the playback, that's when I'm going to start trading out on my own game here. So that's the best way we can connect. But before we go any further, let's get caught up on the chat there. Ruben, you can't stick around for the stream. That's too bad, unfortunately, but thanks for popping out and saying hi regardless. And hello to Miranda Decker. Welcome back to our playthrough, well, not playthrough, but our Wonder Trade Night. And Joshua just got an Australia Pokemon. Now I just need one more regional to go. Which one are you missing, just out of curiosity? Alright, so I'm scrolling back over to the Brock box. I'll get ready to trade in a moment. As I say, once I see those Totodile come up, we're going to go through the first line of Pokemon in each box, and then we'll cycle back through and start trading out the remainders of each box. So, it is time to start trading out the Totodile. If you folks are Wonder Trading, hopefully you can get some of these. These are all the Pokemon that we had bred up for prizes in the past. And hello to NoivernFan23. Welcome to our stream tonight for some Wonder Trading. I will mention this too, though. I just opened up Pokemon Go earlier and found out there is a bit of news. My first trade partner is Sade from Mexico. If anyone does not have a Raikou yet in Pokemon Go, it is going to be the August Research Breakthrough Reward. If you don't have that legendary from Johto just yet, that's how you can get yourself a Raikou, which is kind of cool. Hey, we got Cranidos. I was talking to some other people playing Pokemon Go in my city, and they were saying that they just recently got back into the game. They missed out on all the legendary beasts of Johto, and, you can't help but feel bad that they didn't play it, didn't get these, and sometimes people think, I'll never get them. And no, eventually, sometime they're going to bring everything back, I'm sure. Wouldn't it be something if we move on into like Gen 4 eventually, and they start putting the legendaries from Gen 1 in the wild? You might just see a wild, Articuno, wild Zapdos or something. I don't think they'll ever do it, but you never know. And Joshua has Mr. Mime from Paris, but you're getting it August 3rd. Okay, not bad. So you're going to get the complete, is that just the Gen 1 Pokedex, or is that all the Pokedex? And Miranda asking, is Tauros in Gen 1? As Joshua says, yes it is. It is a Gen 1 Pokemon for sure. And we have Crumpeldimp from Western Australia within Australia. Who likes youngsters, apparently. Slightly creepy. But anyway, let's send off a Snapper. Team Rocket admin Pumpkin wants to battle. Pumpkin is back, folks. And CRJ would say, what would I say is my most embarrassing video? I would probably just scroll back on the channel and go all the way back to when I first started doing regular Pokemon content. I was not comfortable in the slightest. I don't know how many times I had to re-record stuff way back then. Because like nowadays, if I'm recording something and I flub up, like sometimes, I get all tongue-tied and my words just mishmash together. Nowadays, it's not that big a deal. Back then, if I went so far into a video and then I was like that, I would be completely I would freeze up. I'd be like, oh, I look stupid. I can't continue. I would not be able to keep going. So that's how I was back then. I would probably say, now even though our next trade partner is from Japan here, even though it is one of the most viewed videos on my channel, the Pokemon TCG deck building video, I look at that and I have slight cringe because seeing how awkward I was in that, I'm like, oh, if I was to redo that eventually, which I might do, but I'm thinking that one still gets a lot of views and a lot of people still find good info in it, so I don't want to override it, right? But if I was to redo it, I would feel so much more comfortable, so much better about how I'm conducting myself. Hello to Greg Hen. We have Thrashing Torterra as well. And let's see what's going on there. I think Greg wants to battle. Well, if anybody wants to battle in the chat while we're Wonder Trading tonight, feel free to sync up that way. Tonight is just Wonder Trading. Tomorrow will be the battles, Friday. This is just trading out the remainder of the Pokemon from the past 6 weeks of prizes. But tomorrow starts a whole new 6-week session of Wi-Fi battling, which will be double battles, by the way. And I'll be going with my fire-themed team based off of Blaine from Cinnabar Island. So bring your anti-fire teams against me as much as you can. And the prize, if you saw on Twitter, or I've mentioned it a couple times, actually you can see it in the thumbnail for the next event, is Chimchar. Hidden ability Chimchar. Iron Fist. It's got Power Up Punch, Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, and Fake Out. Max Attack, Max Speed, Adamant Nature. Pretty decent bunch of Chimchar. And Manu from Cauca, Colombia is up next. It's pretty cool. I was really fortunate to get a lot of female Chimchar bred in this batch, which is kind of unusual because, it's a 1 in 8 chance to get females. But, yeah, there's a good number of females being sent out. So you can possibly get a nice 80% chance to pass down hidden abilities if you use it for breeding. If you don't get a female, of course, the male can now still pass its hidden ability down. It's only a 60% chance, but if you breed this Chimchar with Ditto, you can breed a whole bunch more Chimchar. What you can do is breed until you get a female with Iron Fist, and then that could be a new breeding base. So, even if the Pokemon you get from these trades or these battles and stuff are not the top-notch tier kind of thing, you still have an option to start doing some breeding and, building up even more. And Joshua says, for Kanto at the moment, you're missing 4 for Johto in Pokemon Go. Pumpkin found Alpha Sapphire. You don't know if it was yours or not. And I got a Dream Ball Cranidos. Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to the ball that it was in. I thought it looked like a Love Ball at first, but apparently, no, it looked like it was a Dream Ball instead. Kanto Champion Red says, I threw my stylus. Didn't say that. I said that myself. Your Dialga figure will hopefully give you luck. Hopefully so. I would really love for you guys to get some of these Pokemon. And if it doesn't happen, though, then we got the battles coming up tomorrow for some other Pokemon. So, at this point, I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to retire these 6 species for the time being. I might bring them back in the future, but I have the parents still saved, so I can always breed up a whole other box of these things. But just the idea to keep things rolling forward, we're going to start going on to a new session of Pokemon, which also reminds me, I'm going to put up something on Twitter tonight after we're done here. Since we have already concluded that we're going to go with Chimchar as our Fire Week prize, what I'm going to do is put up a poll for a couple of ground-type suggestions for Pokemon that we can breed up for the Giovanni team, which will be the following week, not tomorrow, but next Friday's Wi-Fi battles. So, I'm not sure what I was going to suggest for ground types. I'm going to probably take a look and see what the top tier species are. But what I do on Twitter, I'll put 3 suggestions in a poll, and I'll put a 4th spot that says other, and leave it up to you folks to throw some suggestions in the comments. We got Matt from Texas as our next trade partner, our last Totodile of the first line. And we'll see what you guys think for a ground type prize for next week's Wi-Fi battle. So what I'll probably start doing is a routine every Thursday night after wonder trading the previous Pokemon. I will put up a poll on Twitter and see what typing or what species based on the typing we should go for the following week. We got a Lillipup. All right, let's see. We're getting all far behind in the chat. I'm going to take a moment here because we do have that first line done, I believe. Yes. So I'm going to get caught up in the chat, then we'll check out the Pokemon that we got. CRJ says you'd be down to battle, so if anyone wants to battle, go right ahead. Noivern Fan is destroying Alola with your Swampert. Awesome stuff. Joshua just got a Shiny Kyogre and Wonder Trade. Probably hacked, but hey, it's shiny, as you say. Is Modest or Calm a good nature for Sylveon? CRJ saying Modest is good. What does Modest do again? That is special attack up, physical attack down, correct? I think so. And CRJ says Timid's probably the best nature, which is special attack up and... No, is that speed up, attack down? Maybe. Kanto got a shiny Togekiss. Not bad. And Greninja asking, you got a Rhyhorn hacked in the Wonder Trade there? Joshua says, the game just crashed. You're in Wonder Trading. Oh, man. Excadrill was something I was thinking thrashing Torterra. That's because it is a nice ground type, and it's a pretty competitive one. So I could go with Excadrill as a suggestion. Doug Trio, Unknown Spike saying, which leads to, would it be the Alolan or the regular? So we'll kind of decide that along the way. But a couple suggestions here. Pumpkin got a Totem Fat Rat, aka Totem Alolan Faticate. Raticate. Very cool. Yeah, Timid is speed goes up, attack goes down. Alright, so I'm caught up for the moment. Let's take a look. We got a Cranidos, Adamant Nature, which is nice, Mold Breaker ability with Crunch, Iron Tail, Iron Head, Hammer Arm. I was going to say that's probably a pretty decently bred one. Now, given the fact it's in a Dream Ball, and we have all those stats, I would almost consider this maybe to be hacked. But, generally, if someone's going to hack a species, they're going to max out all the IVs. So that might be legitimate. I'm not going to question that. We next have a Rash, Keen Eye, Picky Peck at level 2 with Peck, or I almost said Peck, with basic stats. Just out of the wild, it looks like. We have a Modest, Cute Charm, Iggly Buff next up. I always thought this should have been called either, like, Iggly Fluff or Giggly Buff. So the word giggly comes to mind. Anyway, Defense Curl, Pound, Sweet Kiss, and Copycat. Not bad. Might be just fresh out of the wild, but it looks like it's got some good stats. We now have a Wishy-Washy with Timid Nature. Schooling is the ability. Helping Hand, Feint Attack, Brine, and Aqua Ring. Ooh, maximum speed. Nice. We now have a Skill Link, Modest Natured Picky Peck with Peck and Growl. Sitting at level 3 with basic stats, it looks like. And finally, a Naughty Pickup Lillipup at level 15 with Bite, Baby Doll Eyes, Helping Hand, and Takedown. Fantastic HP. Alright, so I'm scrolling over to the Misty Box. I'm going to wait until I see you folks see me in there before clicking my trade and sending the first one out. So I was just about to say something too. Something came to mind as we were looking at some of those Pokemon. I lost it. It might come back to me. Let's get caught up on the chat as I'm rating to send out. There we go. Mudkip now flying out there. Okay. Dazzling Shell says, if I got jump scared, you get jump scared. That has to be Toy Freddy. Playing the in-game 5 Nights game within 5 Nights custom night ultimate thing. You know what I'm talking about. Noivern Fan just jumped on to Wonder Trade and got a shiny Houndour. First trade. And our next partner is Thomas from England in the United Kingdom. Let's see what Thomas sends us in exchange for little Skippy here. I like how I name them after the species that I'm using. Now, it's sort of like almost... I wouldn't call it foreshadowing, but call it like a bit of a spoiler kind of thing. Because whenever I send a Pokemon out that I do not have yet in either my main series or Pokemon Go, then I got to think of a nickname for that species. And I'm kind of happy with the names I thought of for the Chimchar. I'm going to leave it surprise, or give it as a bit of a, spoiler-free kind of thing. But you'll see tomorrow. I kind of like the name. Some of you might not get it, but I'm sure many of you probably will. If you're into the same kind of stuff that I'm into, and many of you seem to be. Anyways, Unknown Spike says normal Doug Trio, or Diglett would be kind of good. Joshua says, okay, everything's good. You can still go online. Awesome stuff. And Pumpkin thinks that should be named Oobuff. Because Oof Buff. Is that Oof? Yes, it is. Oof Buff. I just always thought, because they're going with, Iggly was the two kind of similar things there. We have Mav from Wisconsin up next. So I just like picturing this little thing giggling away. Hello to Trainer Joey YT. Welcome to our stream tonight as we wonder trade a good amount of our Pokemon leftovers from the past weeks of battling. We got look at all the Picky Peck we're getting. It's a Picky Peck kind of day. Don't be afraid, soon you'll be beautiful. Soon you'll be just like me, beautiful, says Dazzling Shell. I'm thinking Ballora. I'm not sure. CRJ does say Mudkip is adorable. I heard a lot of people like Mudkip. And can I breed Gligar for the giveaway? Gligar could be a thing also, because that's another ground type. Like I said, I'm looking at, generally what I'll do, I'll go on Smogon, even though I don't follow the Smogon rules. I kind of like all the rules that are in the main series Pokemon games. If people follow Smogon, all well and good, no big deal. But I do look to them to see what do they have rated as the most used Pokemon, the top tier Pokemon. That gives me an idea what kind of Pokemon to aim for breeding, or at least what to put in the suggestions for our Twitter polls now. Alex from Catalonia, Spain, up next. So Gligar and Gliscor were both listed pretty high. Also, Excadrill was listed there, and I'm not sure if Dugtrio was or not, but I can add that into the poll, or at least leave the 4-spot open, and folks can leave their suggestions down below as well. So I think it just got Shiny Inkay. Not bad. What does that one even look like color-wise? I don't think I've ever seen a Shiny Inkay. And Dazzling Shell thinks I should play Duck Season. What is that? Is it actually Rabbit Season? And Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny are going to be fighting back and forth over it? Joshua said the joke himself. Rabbit Season. See? People get my jokes. That's awesome. And Kanto Champion Red's going to go for now, but you're still going to be wonder trading. Alright, well, hopefully, even though you're off the stream, you might still link up with me and get one of these cool Pokemon being sent out. If not, there'll be more Pokemon to go in the future, of course. And we have Liam from California in the United States up next. We have Willie Sheridan saying to trade Shinies. Well, we don't have any Shinies bred up right now. It is pretty difficult to breed Shinies, but these Pokemon are all pretty decently, built stat-wise. Cool moves. We got good abilities, good natures, all that cool stuff. We got a Pheromosa. How often do you see Pheromosa fly at you through a Wonder Trade? That ain't too often. Bug Lady. I love the nickname sometimes. Bug Lady. Alright. What's up? We heard you like missiles, so here's 50 for you. And hello, Spidey Motion. Welcome to our stream tonight. Welcome back to the channel once again. 2 more Mudkip to send out, then we'll do a recap, and then I'll go over to the next box, which will be Electrike. And Noivern Fan says, Mudkip's your favorite starter, and Pokemon. Noivern's your second favorite, and your third favorite is Arcanine. Actually, if you put them together, that's some pretty good typing. You might just need to throw a Grass or Electric in there, get all of your basic types covered. You got your Fire and your Water, and Noivern is just kind of good in general. In fact, having Arcanine covers that Ice weakness of Noivern, too, which is pretty decent. And we have Caesar, or Kaiser, from San Fernando in Trinidad and Tobago, or Tobago, however you pronounce that. Let's see. CRJ says, you take a lot of advice from Smogon, but sometimes Smogon put Pokemon in tiers that they don't deserve. And that I'm not sure about exactly. It's just like, I look at, like every once in a while I'll go on and just see what the listing is. Like for this week here, I went in, I basically tried to take a look at the OU tier and see which Pokemon are most used, like essentially most favored by players. And I take a look at, for example, Fire type, see which of them are there, and maybe throw them as suggestions. But generally, I kind of like being a little more creative and not part of the norm. Be a little bit more, what'd you call it, off-brand, I guess, and go with something maybe not as top tier, but something creative and interesting. And that's kind of the way I like to do things. Miranda has a hidden ability Gligar you can breed with. I think I have one, actually. I'll keep that in mind, but thanks for the recommendation. Thanks for the, what would you call it? What's the term? I don't know. Thank you, let's just say. But I'll take a look what I have, and if I need help, I can probably just say on Twitter or something. We have Sarjay from, didn't catch the location, but Sarjay is going to get, I believe that's our last Mudkip as a group. Shiny Inkay is purple and yellow. And Duck Season is a VR horror game. It sounds, well, I wouldn't have thought that based off the name. When you first said Duck Season, I always think back to a playthrough, or sorry, well, a 1-episode or 2-episode thing when Markiplier and his friends played a game called Duck Game, where it's basically just a simple shooter game. You're playing these little duck characters. It's like a side-scroller platforming kind of thing. It looked like a crazy game. So it sounds considerably different this duck season. Alright, so that's the batch of Mudkip for the first line. We'll go back and check them in a second, but let's see what else is going on in the chat. Trainer Joey says, what are the next week's Pokemon for prizes? Do you mean, well, this week coming this tomorrow, the Wi-Fi battles? I do have them put on the thumbnail of the event. It is Hidden Ability Chimchar, Iron Fist. They've got Power Up Punch, Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, and Fake Out, Max Attack, Max Speed IVs, and Adamant Nature. So those are the prizes tomorrow. As for next week, the Ground type gym of Giovanni, I don't know yet. I'm going to put a little poll on Twitter and get your guys' feedback on that. And Joshua says, two great minds think alike. That does tend to happen, yeah. CRJ says, for example, Aegislash should not be in Ubers because of one major problem with Aegislash. If it doesn't get the KO, then it's pretty much done because its defenses are now down. That is true. And Willie Sheridan saying that I should play Roblox. It has a good Pokemon game in it. Interesting. And why so blue? You know I'll be true, and now I'll make slivers. I almost said silvers out of you. I don't know who that is. I have no clue. But first up, let's take a look at our Bashful Static Mareep with Thunder Wave, Thunder Shock, Cotton Spore, and Charge. We next have... You guys can't really see that name, but you're not missing too much. It's a bunch of words, bunch of letters. It's a Picky Peck. Brave Nature with Skill Link with Peck and Growl. We next got a Drowsy from Trainer Dilmon with Relaxed Nature. Ability is Forewarn. Pound, Hypnosis, and Disable. We next got Bug Lady, our Pheromosa. Beast Boost, of course, is ability Calm Nature with Triple Kick, Lunge, Bug Buzz, and Me First. Of course, Ultra Beasts are guaranteed 3 max IVs because they come from the wormhole. And that's not really the best nature, of course. They are more physically offensive, and you're losing attack stat with that Calm Nature. So, I mean, maybe that's why it was one to trade it out. It wasn't the best thing. We now have a Jolly Levitating Ghastly at level 21 with Mean Look, Curse, Nightshade, and Confuse Ray. Pretty decent stat-wise. And finally, in this top row, we have a Modest Dancing Oricorio. The... what's that one called again? I forget the name of the form, but it's the Ghost type. Pound, Agility, and Hurricane. And we got some pretty good physical stats on that. I think they're more specially offensive, to be honest. But anyways, we got some cool stats on that. Alright, scrolling on over to the next box of Electrike. Once I see them up there on the screen, I'll start trading out for there. And we'll get caught up here. Trainer Joey definitely wants to go for the Chimchar. Then you say JK. I mean, if you want to give it a shot, you know where to find me on the battle days. I'll be here on YouTube, of course. So some of these Electrike have hidden power Ice. Those who don't, I did breed to have Ice Fang. So it's not the best attack because you do have an attack lowering nature on these particular Pokemon. But at least it's still an Ice type, you know, super effective on ground types. But as with everything I'm sending out, you can use it as a base for breeding more Pokemon and try to get that hidden power Ice if you like. We have Anton from Wisconsin, United States as our first Electrike trade partner. And am I streaming tomorrow? Yes, I am, Miranda. I've got 2 streams scheduled for tomorrow. One will be the Pokemon Go gifting at around 5 o'clock Atlantic, and then at 8 o'clock Atlantic, we'll be doing the battling stream for the prizes of the Chimchar. Now, guaranteed, I am pretty easy to beat on these, we'll call them the lesser weeks, where I'm using Pokemon from my earlier games, because they don't have max IVs and stuff like that. Well, some do, but they're not bred for it. And those are more the weeks that I want to have a chance to show off my Pokemon anyway, and give out some Chimchar to you folks. And if I happen to get some wins, awesome. If not, I'm not that worried about it. We're just here to have some fun, show some cool battles. They will be the flat rules, though, remember. So, mythical Pokemon and certain legendaries cannot be used in the flat rules. And make sure your teams are trained to level 50, because if you're above level 50, you come down to 50. If you're below 50, you don't get put up to 50, so bear that in mind. And what else is there? Yeah, they're going to be double battles for a change, too. We'll do 6 weeks of double battles to keep things interesting here on the channel. So, trading off to Lady Rose, our second Electrike. And let's see here. Yeah, so that's what CRJ is saying. So if you want the Chimchar, you'll have to win. But he believes you can win. Like I say, you have a pretty easier time of beating me on the off weeks. The call them the mid-season, 7-week showdown things. Those are when I use the prize Pokemon myself. Those have a bit more of a challenge to defeating them. But you shouldn't be too worried. And if you don't even get the Chimchar, for example, I do beat you in this stream tomorrow. Don't even worry about that because as we did with our first 7-week season showdown thingy. We have a chance to get as many prize Pokemon from the past 6 weeks as you have Pokemon remaining in the big 6v6. So, there's still ways to get some of these prize Pokemon. Our next trade partner getting ready to look up here. There we go. E from Tennessee, United States. Alright, let's get caught up on the chat once again. Trainer Joey has restarted. Noyer Fan destroyed half a team in Wi-Fi with Aegislash. I lost to someone using a Mega Bayonet, which was pretty annoying. A way to lose, but it was pretty clever. With Mega Bayonet, you get Prankster ability, which says all non-attacking moves, like status moves, get priority. So this thing was going for Destiny Bond, so of course priority would boost it. And next turn it would use something like Gunk Shot, and it's pretty slow. So until it uses another move, Destiny Bond is in effect. So basically, this thing was immune to being hit unless I wanted to lose my Pokemon. Eventually, I just said, you know what, let's just do it. I Dark Pulsed it, knocked it out. My guy lost as well, so it's like, at least now I know how to deal with that. Or at least, I had Koga, my Greninja I was using in the battles. Oh, we just got ourselves a Super Chat, it looks like. Thank you, Pokeflexi. Awesome stuff. I sometimes forget I even have that. But yeah, thank you very much. Let's see if you put a comment with that. Where's my cursor? I don't see if there was a comment, but that is awesome. Much appreciated. Alright, we're sending this one up. I lost who we were trading to. I got distracted by the nice blue bar on our chat. We got a Mudbray. Very awesome stuff. Okay. Joshua says you'll win one of those Chimchar. It is quite likely, as I say. I don't want to talk myself down too much, but I'm not super competitive unless I have the tools to work with, which I did this past week for our 6v6s. And hello to Hippo Gamer. Welcome to our stream tonight for some Wonder Trade action. Trading off the remainder of our prizes from the past 6 weeks. We got our next to last Electrike in this little line here, sending out. And CRJ wants a Chimchar. Hopefully you'll win, because so far you haven't lost to me. So if you have a good track record going, chances are you can probably keep that going. Most definitely. And Joshua hasn't lost to me as well. Dazzling Shell says, where's my beak? Lodged in your forehead, of course. Ethan from France is up next. It's got to be one of the Chicas. I know that much. And Hippo Gamer asking, do we battle? Today is just a Wonder Trading evening, so there's no battling tonight. I'm just doing the random Wonder Trade to send these Pokemon out. Tomorrow, though, is when we get back to some Wi-Fi battling. We got another Ultra Beast. Okay, today's the day of Pick-a-Peck and Ultra Beast. Take your pick of Pick-a-Peck and Ultra Beast. What the heck is happening? We got our Katagami. Wonder where that's from. Oh, France, right. I saw that location. What the? Well, that's pretty decent. Alright, let us, I believe, one last Electrike in this batch. Yes, it is. Alright, sending this one out. Once this is done, I'm going to take a pause and check the chat, or get caught up on the Pokemon that we have gotten back, and then I'll prepare for the next batch of Pokemon, which will be Snivy. Contrary Snivy. Alright. Pokeflexi is here, says Hippo Gamer. Oh yeah, right there. I just mentioned the name. So, actually, I think I've gotten some Pokemon from Pokeflexi. I've gotten, yeah, Flexi.yt, I believe. I think that's, yeah. I believe they give out some pretty cool Pokemon. Check out that channel, everybody. From what I remember, I've gotten some pretty decent Pokemon just randomly Wonder Traded. So we'll do a nice little shout out back to that channel. I want to try to open it up, actually. Can I go to the channel? I think if you click the little dots beside it. Yep, you can go to channel. It is Pokeflexi with the shiny giveaways. Definitely, yeah. If you guys are interested in some cool Pokemon, in addition to what I'm giving out, Pokeflexi is a place to go. Here I am kind of sending people away from my channel, but I mean, it's all well and good. I think they probably have better Pokemon than I can send out anyway, but I take my time to breed up and all that stuff. Alright, get caught up on the chat first of all. CRJ's not going to use a competitive team because you're in the mood to just have fun. So you're going to be battling against Joshua, I believe, down there. Hello to Monkey 112148, and hello to NBA Live Mobile DZ. Welcome to the chat, both of yous. Hopefully you're going to enjoy your time here as we Wonder Trade some stuff out tonight. And CRJ, if you get the job you applied for yesterday, oh, you'll be able to donate money, which you plan on doing because you appreciate me streaming. I appreciate that thought. As a sort of humble kind of person, I'll say, not necessary, of course. but I'm not going to say never do it. If you feel like doing it, more than welcome to do so, and it would be really appreciated. Thank you very much for the thought, anyway. And Greg hasn't either. Oh, beating me in the battles. That's right, okay. Dazzling Shell says, fun fact, during the old days of the TCG, you could have defeated with Mr. Mime using normal type Pokemon. Recommend Eradicate. Could you? Because I know they had that ability that said prevent damage done if it's 30 or more. They had that really annoying ability, which my nephew actually made good use of at our Pokemon League sometimes. Alright, so let us do a quick little recap of our Pokemon and get things rolling. We have a Frisk-abilitied, bold-natured Noivern with Bite, Tackle, Absorb, and Wing Attack. These stats are pretty moderate and average there. We have a Pichu, static with Bold Nature, Thundershock, and Charm. We now have a Leddyba with Bold Nature. Swarm is the ability with Tackle for the only offensive move. And we have kind of good specially on that one. We now have a Mudbray, own tempo, no confusing on this one, with a Rash Nature, Mudslap, Mudsport, Rototiller, and Bulldoze for the attacks. Now we have that Kartana from somewhere in France, as it says. Docile Nature, Beast Boost ability, with Leaf Blade, X Scissor, Detect, and Air Slash. And it's got max attack, defense, and special defense. Not bad. I think, are they kind of quick? Yeah, they're supposed to be fast as well, it looks like. At least moderately fast, but that's still not bad. And we have a Careful, Strong Jaw, Young Goose, level 10 with Tackle, Leer Pursuit, Sand Attack, and fantastic special attack, very good special defense. Alright, let's get ready for the first of our Snivy. Getting ready to send out. I'll wait till I pop up on screen and start doing these Wonder Trades. And I'll get caught up on the chat once again. Let's see. Greg Hen. Oh, you lost a battle royal, but still, like that. Like if you're doing a single version or single battle against me, I guess that wouldn't count because the battle royals are like everybody on everyone. So on single battles, Greg, you might not have lost me just yet. And hello to Abby Carberry. Welcome to our stream tonight for some Wonder Trading. Thanks for popping in. See if we can send some cool Pokemon out here. And Greg Hen saying, "You like my shirt?" Yeah, I haven't even shown this off. Look at it. It's the entire Charmander family. You see little Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard. We got the two Megas up here as well. And I'm wearing the hat, of course. It's just a Charmander kind of day. Can we get any Charmander in Wonder Trading, I wonder? Not that one. We got a Carbink. And Pumpkin is back. And Pokeflexi, hello. You like my streaming content? Awesome. Wonder Trades are such a cool thing. You say less people are doing it, sadly. So your suggestion for me to put a countdown in the chat. Well, I was doing that. Like right now, this week is a whole bunch of Wonder Trading out, so I'm just kind of starting to throw the Wonder Trades as soon as they happen. I say what I'm going to do, I'm preparing for Wonder Trades, and I wait until it shows that I'm live doing a trade on my playback, and then I send out the first of the Pokemon. So you guys can click trade as soon as you see it, I click trade as soon as I see it. But once it is less Pokemon to send out, because I've got like 6 half boxes to send out tonight, on the other weeks, the next 6 weeks, I'm going to do the countdown once again there. So, yeah, so viewers can Wonder Trade with me. Right. So, do you guys want me to go back and do the countdown for this right here, once we get through maybe this next one? Because, I mean, that's a lot of times for me to be saying go, and I just don't feel like, I don't want to be spamming you guys saying that I'm clicking it right now, when, you know, there's no guarantee that it's going to work anyway. So, I don't know, let me know what you think down in the chat. Do you want me to start doing the go for the rest of this year? We got us a Boldor, which means we're getting ourselves a Rock and Rolla Boldor Gigalith. There we go. Boldor is evolving. Which is why I want to get all of my Abra prepared as Kadabra before trading, so people can get themselves Alakazam. And Monkey is asking, can you do regular Sun and Moon? Well, what is nice with this is you're not able to Wonder Trade Pokemon that have anything from the new games, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So these can all be Wonder Traded for any, you know, Sun and Moon players as well. I didn't have Gigalith yet? Thank you to whoever sent that over. That's another page completed in the Pokedex. Like I was saying yesterday, too, the more I complete the Pokedex, the closer I get to getting a Shiny Charm, which might give me a better chance of getting Shiny Pokemon hatched up for these. So that's kind of cool. Alright, let's get... let's see. What's not registered in my Pokedex? I don't even know. I'm pretty sure I don't have Apom or Ambipom yet. Or are they even in the Pokedex in this generation? They might not be. So let us... I think what I'll do, once we get to the second row, I'll start doing, I'll say go then. We'll complete the top row, excuse me, hiccup, burp, slash, whatever. We'll get the top row completed first, and then we'll go start doing the go and see if that, basically see if you guys find that better. That way we can do a bit of a test today, too. Alright, and hello to Living Latios. Welcome to our stream tonight. Thanks for popping in. You made it. I know sometimes you have trouble catching these streams, but you are here tonight. Glad to see you here. Who do we get for our trade partner? We have Nicholas from Skane County in Sweden. I don't think I've had a Sweden trade partner before. And let's see here. Dazzling Shell says, in the old days of Pokemon TCG, Psychic types were bad against normal types. Yeah, that's right. Because they resisted by 30 Psychic damage. The reason is because part of the, the Psychic type cards represented Ghost type as well. Normal type was, supposed to be immune to Ghost type. So it was, back in the day, it was kind of weird the way they had those typing resistances and stuff like that. I will admit that some of them seem questionable. I remember I was watching Shady Penguin and the King Nappy doing a co-op of the Game Boy Color version of Pokemon TCG, and Nappy was taken quite by surprise when his Kadabra could not hurt Dratini. Dratini was a normal type in the card game because Dragon type didn't exist yet, and it was resistant to Psychic by 30. So Kadabra couldn't touch it, or at least it was reduced damage. Just can you picture that in the video game? If a Kadabra could not do damage to a Dratini. Isn't that wild? Tyler from Florida is trading up next here. And let's see here. Living Laudio saying, where can I buy it, and is there a small? Oh, this here? I got it from a vendor when I went to a convention. I believe it was called Anna Maritime in Fredericton, and I'm not sure what the vendor's name was. I would say maybe do an eBay search, or maybe check Amazon and see if they have anything like that on there. Just look up, maybe type Mega Charizard shirt and see if that pops up. Because I cannot remember who it was I got it from. And it might have just been like a local store too, unfortunately, that just had a local bit of inventory or something like that. But if you can find it, hopefully so, and good luck. And Noivern fan much appreciates the streaming I provide. Good entertainment, and I'm awesome. Well, thank you for saying so. I appreciate it very much so. Like I say, I'm just here hanging out with you folks and trying to give some cool Pokemon out for you there. And if it happens, sweet. And if not, I'm sorry. But we'll have more battling and stuff starting tomorrow. So Adrian from Mexico. I was trying to read that last line. I couldn't quite get that in time. Adrian's getting the next Snivy. And hello to Vincent Zonti. I see you back in the chat. Welcome once again. Dazzling Shell, I read your last comment about the, Psychic types not being against normal. And what else is going on here? Unknown Spike asking, when will the stream end? Basically, as soon as I'm out of Pokemon from these 6 boxes. It is probably going to be about, I'm going to say, an hour and a half. Is that shiny? I don't think so. It looks lighter than it should be. Anyway, so yeah, about maybe about an hour left or so for all of our Wonder Trading. We have one more. I'm just going to take a look. You're not shiny. Alright, never mind. Let's send out one more Snivy, one more Patrick, sending out to the world, and then we'll get a recap, there we go, on the list of Pokemon that we picked up in return. Bradley Jackson asking, are they shiny? These Pokemon here, I believe. None of them are shiny, unfortunately. These are all just, we call them hand-bred in the nursery here in Pokemon Ultra Sun. So I wasn't able to get any shinies bred, but eventually, you never know. Paolo from Minnesota, United States is up next. But I was thinking, if I am ever breeding Pokemon, and I haven't shown you the process that I go through, but I go through a few stages of parents breeding more Pokemon. Sometimes I breed a batch that doesn't have all the egg moves yet, but they're a step along the way. If I was ever to get a shiny from any batch of these Pokemon, I'm going to hang on to it, and I'll probably give the option, should we trade or put that shiny in the batch of Pokemon to be traded out, even if they don't have the proper IVs or egg moves and nature and stuff like that. I think people might like to get the shinies, so I'll probably keep them prepared for Wonder Trading. Alright, so that is the last line of Snivy. Let's get caught up here once again. Looks like Willie got Flexi, I believe you're saying. Awesome stuff. Hopefully you got a pretty cool Pokemon there. And Pumpkin says, if you get a shiny, you'll say a timestamp and the Pokemon name. Awesome. Greg Ken has a Charmander with Flare Blitz, Dragon Dance, and Dragon Rush, and Outrage for the egg moves. That sounds like a good Mega Charizard X in the works right there. And Living Latios has pulled the Ultra Instinct of Dragon Ball Super. Your phone fell, but you caught it with your knees. Very fast instinct, very good. Team Instinct is proud of you. And Vincent, knees! Or what was that kid on Route 1 in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, or even Sun Moon? He walks up, yeah, let's go, kneecaps! And then he battles you. I don't even know what kneecaps meant. Alright, we have a Carbink with Bold Nature, Clear Body ability. We got Guard Split, Ancient Power, Flail, and Skill Swap. We now got that Gigalith for Betray. Oh, it's got a pretty wing. How pretty. Sandstream is the ability with Modest Nature. It has Iron Defense, Smackdown, Rock Slide, and Stealth Rock. We now got a Furfrou with the Bashful Nature, wearing that fur coat like a champ. We got Tackle, Growl, and Sand Attack. We now have a Caterpie, a quirky little Caterpie with Shield Dust. The attacks of Tackle, String Shot, Bug Bite. And we got a Litleo, Naughty Nature with Unnerve. It's female, too. Those are kind of rare, I think. I could use that for breeding if need be. We got Crunch, Hyper Voice, Incinerate, and Overheat. Those might be some egg moves, actually, too. And we finally got ourselves an Eevee with a Calm Nature, Runaway ability with Tail Whip, Sand Attack, Baby Doll Eyes, and Quick Attack. And basic stats on there as well. Alright, let's pop on over to the Koga box. We got some Protein Froakie. So this line here, and then the line of Kadabra in the next box. I'll still do the trading once I see that I am ready to roll on the play, or the replay. After this is when I'll start saying go in the chat. Alright, let's go. First Froakie being sent out right now. And let's see. Unknown Spike asking, where is SpongeBob? Well, see, there's no real sponge-type Pokemon yet, so he doesn't really fit with Patrick. And if anyone's wondering why I nicknamed them Patrick, I'll tell you, I was having a hard time thinking of a cool nickname for a Snivy. But I thought, well, it becomes a serpent, you know, a snake, superior, and it is green. I'm thinking green, luck of the Irish kind of thing, and St. Patrick, you know, mythologically, I believe, chased out the snakes of Ireland. So, all that being said, I thought Patrick kind of fits with a green snake. That's why I went with that. But maybe someday I will breed a Pokemon. Maybe I can breed, you know, Tentacruel, name them Squidward. I could trade out Krabby, Mr. Krabs, stuff like that. Who knows? I could have a whole SpongeBob-themed team to send out. That would be a weird week to use. All SpongeBob characters in Pokemon. We got us a Spearow from Papa Bear. Where is Mama Bear? Where is Baby Bear? One of my favorite things I saw on The Simpsons at one point was one of their, I think it was their Halloween specials. They were doing fairy tales, and so they're playing the role of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. They go into the bear's cabin, and Bart takes a bite out of the porridge. You know, oh, this porridge is too hot. He takes another one. Oh, this porridge is too cold. And he looks to the baby bowl. He's like, well, this doesn't take a genius. Takes the hot stuff, pours it into the cold. He gets like double the helping, and it's lukewarm. I was like, why didn't Goldilocks think of that? Just take a spoon of each, and it's like it balances out, right? I don't know. That's The Simpsons for you, throwing logic where logic is not expected. Then again, they have some pretty illogical stuff too. Anyway, Hugo, speaking of Simpsons, we got Hugo from France as our next trade partner. And Living Latios really wants the hat. You mean mine or the hat you saw in the game? What's really cool, if you're talking about someone in game, I think, oh, maybe you're talking about my hat, because I know two people were playing in the chat, or the Festival Plaza. What's really cool is if you link up with someone in Festival Plaza, you can ask them where they got their clothing and stuff like that. And I think you can choose to purchase for friend coins or festival coins some of the clothing that they have, which is cool. And hello to Isaac Wolf the Fire Striker. Welcome to our stream. I've seen your name pop up on, I believe, both my Twitter and YouTube lately. Thanks for popping in today. Hopefully you can have a chance to get some of these cool Pokemon we are wonder trading out. And you were asking about the EX raid passes. I think I gave you some good info on that. If you have any other questions, let me know. And I gave you some pointers on how to get some streaming stuff set up for yourself with the XSplit that I use and this capture card. Alright, we got Aiden from New Jersey up next from the US. The kid named his Pokemon kneecaps? Is that what it was? So the male... Oh, the male Litleo is rare. Okay. So still I can use the female for breeding, of course, though. And we got a Caterpie. Petalwing 50 or 6272 asking, are these hidden ability Pokemon or are the moves or stats special? Yeah, so normally when we're doing wonder trading, I have all the info on the bottom screen, but no, beneath the top screen here. But you're looking at Pokemon that have hidden abilities, good IVs for the primary stats I'm going for, good natures, and good movesets as well. For example, before I send out the next Snivy, or sorry, the next Froakie, we'll do a summary here. I don't think we can check the judge potential, but see here, it's got Mud Sport, Toxic Spikes, Mind Reader, and Power Up Punch. Might not be really competitive attacks, however, they are unique attacks. Plus, a lot of the competitive moves are like TMs or move tutors anyway. And it's got the nature that boosts speed, dropping special defense, so your 2 offensive stats are still where they should be. And it's got guaranteed max speed, max special attack for these Pokemon here. So I try to breed up really cool Pokemon for you guys. And if you want to see an example of some of these Pokemon in battle, I'll say go back to last Friday and Saturday's live stream archives that went up on the channel. You can see that I used an entire team of the fully evolved ones you see down below, and I was fighting teams of legendaries and mythicals and some megas and stuff like that. I did pretty decent. I think I had a more than, you know, I'd probably say around 75% win rate against some of the other teams there. So these are pretty decent Pokemon. We got Pika24 from British Columbia, a fellow Canadian A, sending out a Froakie there. And let's see here. Greg Hen says, can you save me a Froakie? You want one. I can't save a Froakie, unfortunately, because basically if I was to make an exception for one person, I would have to make an exception for everybody. But, yeah, so it's just a random chance, luck of the draw if you happen to get one. If not, I probably will bring these back at some point. What I'll probably do, next time we come to a water-type gym, there's no water gym in Gen 2, right? But Gen 3 is, who's Gen 3's water type? It's the 8th gym. So essentially when things roll around and we have a typing come back for a gym, I'll probably put on Twitter, I'll say a suggestion, do you want to have one of our previous prize Pokemon reproduced, resent back for you? So that could be a way to bring our little Springer back as well. Alright, let's see here. Vincent says someone traded you a shiny Celesteela. That's pretty nice. Not bad. And Living Laudio saying, now that you say that, you're starting to think of video game teams. So I think you're talking about someone had like Chun-Li was, who was named Chun-Li? I got lost, but I did see the name Chun-Li earlier. Oh, and now I think you're talking about maybe if I was talking about SpongeBob. If we had a SpongeBob team. That would be kind of interesting. And let's see what else is going on there. So Pumpkin says you're going to say the timestamp if you get a shiny. Awesome stuff. And let's see, G-Man 2004, welcome to our stream tonight as we're doing some wonder trading. Living Lotto saying, remember the Mew that you got on the day that we met? I cannot recall. If you're talking to me, I don't recall specifically. I apologize, but I have sometimes a bad memory. But feel free to refresh my mind. Greg says, male Eevee is rare in Kalos. Are they even in Kalos? They must be, yeah, because Sylveon. That became a thing. But if they're rare, well, I mean, they're generally rare no, it's the females that are rare in general, because they made Eevee one of the harder ones to breed for. We have Esther in Madrid, Spain, as our currently last Froakie, but there's still more to send out, of course. Did someone dislike? Oh, man, someone disliked us. It can't be helped. If someone doesn't like what's going on, it's understandable. But, like I always say, if I get a dislike, I appreciate hearing what people didn't like about the stream or whatever so that I know what to improve upon. If I see a dislike, there's no suggestion on how to improve. I just gotta take it as a number on my the YouTube page, basically. It doesn't bother me all that much, really. Now, I would say if I happen to start seeing more dislikes than likes on a video, then I know there's a problem. And if no one suggested what the issue is, that's when I gotta really start sitting down and deciding, what did I do wrong? I gotta improve something. But we're at 1 dislike, we got 8 likes. That's a pretty good success rate, I would say. Don't worry too much about that. And let's see here. Joshua says, you need to work on speed for your team. And if someone wants Pokemon, Petalwing says, you can breed for them. Okay, in case you don't get it traded. And Unknown Spike has liked the stream. Awesome. Thank you very much. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, Chun-Li was the name of a shiny Pokemon. Shiny Medicham. That is right. Okay. And let's see here. Living Laudios, when you were trying to Wonder Trade, trying to get my Wonder Trade, and said you got a Mew. That was it. Okay. Very cool. So the girl ones are not rare, the Eevee. So I guess they wanted to make it so that you could actually breed a bunch more Sylveon, perhaps, because that was one of the new... It was the new typing of Gen 6, of course. Hello to Shiny Hunters Pool. Welcome to our stream tonight for some Wonder Trade action. I'm going to do a recap on our next line here. We have a Serious Keen Eye Spearow with Growl, Leer, Pursuit, and Fury Attack. We next have a Slowpoke, quirky natured Slowpoke with own tempo, no confusion over here. Curse, Yawn, Tackle, and Growl. Pretty good on the physical defense. We have a Serious Shield Dusted Caterpie. I was having Casper for some reason. Caterpie, tackle and string shot. Pretty nice stats. Next up, we have a Dupider with a modest nature with that water bubble. The original trainer is a face. And stockpile, spit up, sticky web, and power split. You get power split? That's got to be an egg move, and look at those stats. That must have been someone breeding it a specially offensive Araquanid. That's one of the extras. That's what I like, though. I could take that, breed it with a Ditto, and try to produce more better stat Pokemon based off of that as a template. Alright, next up, we have ourselves a Lillipup with an adamant nature. Decent, with pickup ability, with bite, baby doll eyes, helping hand, and take down. And last but not least, we got another Froakie. You can't even see the name. Zeraora, it says? Relaxed nature with fur coat and tackle, growl, and sand attack. And decent stat-wise. Alright, this is our final box right here for our first line of Pokemon. I will start trading once I see that I am live on screen with that. And after this, the remainder of the Pokemon, I will type go in the chat and see if that works better for you. See if you have a better chance to connect with me and grab one of the Pokemon then. Alright, we are ready to roll for our first Kadabras / Alakazam being traded out. I've been messaged by a couple of people. What is happening? I'll get caught up on that in a little bit. Alright, and as Joshua says, it might have been a troll. Maybe a troll had hit the thumbs down. It could be. Either way, like I said, as long as it doesn't overwhelm the likes, it's all well and good. Owen from Ontario, another fellow Canadian. Oh, this Simon still has a heart scale attached. I gotta remember to start giving items like heart scales and stuff. Even though the heart scales aren't hard to come by. I guess the held item's not the most important thing. I wonder what I could do to possibly pass along something else extra for these prizes. Because I'm making a lot of money by doing the battle buffet every single day. What I could do is buy like evolution stones and attach them to the Pokemon, because at least that way you get a stone and you can sell it for money. But that's not a lot of money. I don't know. Something that's within my means to get repeatedly in multiple amounts of would be awesome as far as adding to our Pokemon to trade out to you folks. I was thinking of getting something like, if we were to make Magby the prize for, or rather Magmar the prize for tomorrow, I was thinking of getting a bunch of Magmarizer, so Magmortar would be traded out, but that would cost me a lot of battle points, and it takes a while to build those battle points up. And I don't know if I would actually be able to get enough for an entire box. Alright, let's see what else is going on there. As Living Laudio says, could have been from a bot or a real person, have no idea. That's true. And Shiny Hunters, you made a dessert you created. What kind is it? I like dessert. Dessert is good. I'm interested. Something you've piqued my interest. We got a Puku-Muku for an Alakazam. And Froakie as Furfrou. So yeah, Pokeflex, he's saying type go and then hit trade, and that usually works. So we'll try that after this line of Kadabra. We're not even halfway through all the trades yet, based on how many Pokemon I have stored up. So, actually no, I think we might be, well, as soon as this line of Kadabra is done, we might be exactly halfway through, based on what I have for, like, some Pokemon I didn't have a whole box of, because if you're new to the channel, what we did on last Friday and Saturday, we had Wi-Fi battles, where I had an entire box full of each of these species, and the winners of the battles get to choose one of those Pokemon based off of how many Pokemon they had left after the fight. Even if someone lost the fight, though, I said you're still gonna get to choose one. I want to give you a prize just for hanging out and basically helping me make content for the channel, which in a way is what you're doing when we do our battles. So we have here I call them the leftovers of those prizes, and I did the first half of the boxes on Sunday, and this is the last half here. So how did I get caught up on talking about that? I don't even know. Pedalwing says, I seem to be really delayed while reading the chat sometimes. Yeah, because there's a whole lot that's going on at the point. I'm trying not to miss anybody if I can help it. But I guess right here, if I'm trading out, I got time to read stuff right there. So I don't try to read too much of the chat while we're waiting in between sessions of trading out. We have just 3 more Kadabra. We'll get caught up on what we have after that. And then I'll start doing the old go. Oh man, I got 2 dislikes. Oh no. Man, I'm doing terrible now. Shiny Hunters likes making delicious treats. See, I'm not so much into the making of them, but I'm into the eating of them, which I gotta say, I gotta stop doing that. I gotta sort of, I've decided the past couple days, I gotta start being a little bit more health conscious, and essentially I just find like, you know, I'll sit down and start eating a snack and stuff like that, and usually it's an unhealthy snack, like something like a fast food or corner store, like bag of chips or something like that. And basically, I just gotta stop doing that. You know, the other day, about a week ago, I bought like some apples and some carrots and stuff for better snacks, and I find I haven't even gone back to grab any of those from the fridge. I've always thought, I'll just run up the store and grab a bag of chips. I gotta quit doing that. You know, it's a matter of just perseverance, dedication, and putting yourself to it. I gotta be stubborn about it is what it is. I can be pretty stubborn about things at times, like the time I spent almost an hour trying to take down a Team Mystic gym in Pokemon Go, despite the fact they kept Golden Raspberrying everything. I had a whole bunch of potions to burn through. I was like, I'll stay here as long as I need to, until my phone decided to start dying and my battery pack burned out on me. This guy right here. We're good for now. We got 3 lights, but it was a few days ago. That died out, and I was like, well, I guess I ate up enough of their golden raspberries. I'll go home feeling like I've accomplished something. I already had my 50 coins for the day anyway, so I didn't even need that gym. Alright. What is our next trade partner here? We have from Kanagawa, Japan. Sending another Simon. Living Laudio says, when really popular YouTubers always use emoji while nobody else is, it's because they're not popular. Is that what that is? I'm not sure if I follow. Does that mean, do I need to use emojis? I don't even think to use them. Hang on. Let me see if I can throw an emoji in the chat. I don't even know what emoji I want to use. I'll just do this. Did it work? I don't think it worked. There it is. Boom. There's my emoji. That's about all I'm going to do. Alright. That was a Stuffle. I was just trying to think. I don't even remember what I saw coming in, but I recognized the voice. Alright, the last Kadabra being sent out. Then after this, we'll start... I hear barking. We're good, though. I will start doing the saying go in the chat. And let's see here. Unknown Spike says, fruits are delicious and nutritious. Most definitely. Like, a lot of times I think I need some sort of a sugar fix, right? Just something like to quickly boost me, and I'm thinking, well, a candy bar does that, but you know what else does that? An apple. And I let myself fall into the trappings of, you know, sometimes I guess chocolate might taste better, but like apples still taste good. I like apples. If I could just force myself to go for an apple instead, which I have here, then... Well, see, the other thing is, too, if I walk up to the store, I am working on hatching my Pokemon eggs and go. So I should probably keep going for candy bars and bags of chips, just so I can breed more Pokemon and hatch more eggs and stuff like that. What do you think? Am I just making an excuse now? I probably am. I can walk towards the store and not go in and buy something, I guess, if I really want to hatch that egg. Alright, so that is the first line of Kadabra. Let's recap what we picked up here. We have a Brave Chlorophyll Petalil from France. It has Absorb, Growl, and Leech Seed. Pretty good on the special defense, maximum. We now have a Rash-Natured Innards Out Puku Muku with Taunt, Safeguard, Counter, and Purify? What is Purify? I've never heard of that. Oops. Where are you? What do you do? The user heals the target status condition. If the move succeeds, it also restores the user's own HP. I've never known that was an attack. So you heal the target and absorb the damage, basically, the condition, as HP. That is cool. How did I not know that was a thing? And I call myself a professor. Anyway, moving on. We have a Brave-Natured Limber Marini with Poison Sting, Peck, Bite, and Toxic Spikes. Pretty good attack stat. We now have a Shed Skin Docile-Natured Ekans with Wrap, Leer, and Poison Sting. Pretty basic on the stats on that one. We now have a Lax-Natured Fluffy Stuffle. Leer, Bide, Baby Doll Eyes, and Brutal Swing. I do want to mention something about Stuffle, too. I'm very happy to mention. We have now, the last one is a Lonely Levitating Ghastly with Hypnosis and Lick. I was going to say, it probably has some pretty good stats because it is bred from, or is, you know, at level 1, so it's been bred. Alright, we're going to now scroll back over to the Brock box, and this is where we're going to start saying go before I click trade. So, as you see me say go in the chat, feel free to start doing your Wonder Trades and see if we can link up a little bit better. And then, once I get this one traded off, I'll start getting caught up on what we've been talking about in the chat as well. But yeah, Purify. I've never known that to be a thing. It is interesting. Alright. Go and trade. And good luck, everybody. Hopefully we can get some of these Pokemon off to you folks. Okay, let's go ahead and do my lazy action of copy-paste my go, even though it's only 2 characters and 2 symbols, but still, Control-V, Enter is a lot quicker. And as I know Spike says, you can eat snacks too, but not too many. So I find what I've been doing a lot too, which is not good, is so whenever I go Pokemon going, I go to the main Uptown area. Daniel from Germany is up next for our trade, and in the Uptown area, there are a lot of fast food places to eat at. And quite often, I find myself thinking, well, I'll just grab something quick here, something small, something, you know, not too bad. But if I keep doing that every day that I go out, that will add up. It will build up. So I've decided what I'm going to start doing is limiting myself to maybe 1 day a week, treating myself to something out there. Because if you cut yourself off completely of what you're used to eating, you will go crazy. Maybe not, you know, clinically crazy or certifiably crazy, but you're not going to have a good time of it, and it's going to push you off of wanting to eat healthier. So the best bet is wean yourself off of stuff like that. I will say, for example, one of the biggest vices I have is I'll drink a lot of soda pop, and I found at one point I was going through a bit of a health kick. I was forcing myself to drink more water instead of soda or soda pop, whatever. And it's like, whenever I'm going into a health kick and I start drinking more water, I feel kind of grossed out because I'm like, this doesn't taste good, like, you know, I'm not used to it. And people will criticize me and they'll say, you can't say it tastes bad, it has no flavor. And I'm like, that's what's bad about it. There's no flavor to this. Yeah, it's healthier, right? But, you know, you don't have the flavor that you're used to. But I found if I do that for like maybe a few weeks or so, I become more adapted to drinking the water. In fact, there was one time I had been drinking a lot of water, and I opened the fridge one day and there was a bottle of pop in there, and I was shocked at myself. I looked at that pop and I said, I actually don't even want that right now. Other days I would see that and be like, you know, I'll have a little glass maybe. But yeah, if you stick to something long enough, you will gradually adapt to it. And the same can be kind of said of anything, really. It's like people say learning to ride a bike. You can't, you know, ride a bike immediately. You have to learn how to do it over time, and once you do, it becomes second nature for you. So hopefully the go thing is working for you in the chat. As I say go, I'm clicking that trade button and yes on my side, and see if that works out. Greg Hen is asking, well, first of all, I'm way behind in the chat. Shiny Hunter's Pool saying you love making food in general and you want to become a chef. Definitely awesome stuff. I have a friend who's a chef, actually, too. And would you want to be in part of like a kitchen, or do you want to make your own kind of a kitchen, your own store, your own restaurant? That'd be kind of interesting. Another trade partner from Japan is up next. And Living Audio says, what should you do when you hit 100 subs? I would say do a sort of a giveaway thing. A suggestion there, Living Latios. Have some sort of, maybe, if you do like Pokemon stuff, maybe get some Pokemon code cards. And as a way to promote the channel even more, say, if people share this, like share your video or something like that, the more shares you get, the more you'll do this. But everyone who, for example, leaves a comment or shares the video or something, put their name into a random draw for some of these codes, maybe. Because that helps you get more people paying attention to your stuff, because the viewers will send out more links basically to your channel, and you could possibly get some more viewers from that as well, and that could boost you up towards getting even more subscribers in the future. Alright, another Totodile off and running here. And let's see here. Pumpkin says it was from Original Moon. Was that actually, was Purify from the Original Moon? Because I never even saw that. That's the first time I saw it. Yeah, even CRJ, Joshua Pokemon Goer, we didn't know about that either. And Pumpkin says, you know something weird? If you want to trade on the Original Moon and get you, it should still work because none of these Pokemon have anything that are exclusive to Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. And like I said, I'm pretty sure you can't do that Wonder Trade, because I had, at one point, all of my Snivy, all of my Patricks, they were all holding Roto experience boosts. It said I could not Wonder Trade that Pokemon. I'm thinking that's because these can link up with Sun and Moon, and those do not exist. We just got a Fennekin. Nice. But yeah, these could, I think these can sync up with regular Sun and Moon, but I can't trade that item because it does not exist in regular Sun and Moon, so I think that's the reason. And Shiny Hunter's Pool once got a Shiny Haunter in Wonder Trade, which is nice because, well, first of all, were they the kind of troll people that had it hold an Everstone? I hope they weren't, because I one time did get a Trade Evolution Pokemon in Wonder Trade, but it didn't evolve, and I realized that was because they gave it an Everstone. Not that I cared, really, but I could see someone else that was hoping for, oh, I'm going to get a Gast or a Gengar, and then they find out Haunter had the Everstone. Their heart would just be like, it would be like reverse Twinkle Tackle. You know, the Z move of... So, yeah. Alright. Let's see here. CRJ saying the Totodile set is probably the best of the 6. So these Totodile do have the Sheer Force ability, and they got some pretty cool moves of... what did I teach them? Crunch, Ice Punch, maybe it's got Waterfall, I think. But a better move you can give it is Liquidation. I think has 5 more base power than Waterfall, and Crunch and Ice Punch are just generally good as well. Sheer Force is an amazing ability if you give the Pokemon a Life Orb as well. Because Sheer Force boosts the power of moves with a secondary effect at the cost of eliminating that secondary effect, but you add more power to it. A Life Orb does the same thing, adding more power to all of your hits, but what's weird with Sheer Force, you don't take the HP loss from Life Orb if you have Sheer Force, which just adds more power for no drawback, which was really good to find out. Alright, I'm going to get caught up on what we got in response here. We got a Jolly Disguise Mimikyu with Curse, Astonish, Copycat, and Scratch. That's not bad stat-wise. Fantastic speed and pretty good attack. We now have a Corsola with a Careful Nature with the Natural Cure ability. Power Gem, Mirror Coat, Earth Power, and Flail. I think Earth Power is an egg move, unless I'm mistaken. We now have a Gluttony Naive Rattata, a Alolan Rattata with Tackle and Tail Whip. We also got a Fennekin. Oh, it's not hidden ability. I was kind of hoping, but oh well. Rash Nature with Blaze ability with Scratch, Flame Charge, Ember, and Howl. Pretty good stat-wise, though. And we now have a Grubbin with a Bashful Nature. Ability is Swarm, Vice Grip, and String Shot. And it looks like it's fresh out of the wild as well. So that's all of our... I almost said Froakie. That's all of our Totodile. Now going on to the remainder of our 5 Mudkip. Now these are all Damp ability, Jolly Natured. These are basically bred to be possible Mega Swampert, if you can get them the Mega Stone and stuff like that. I've used it really creatively though in the Wi-Fi battles on Friday and Saturday. Focus Sash, you have Mirror Coat and Counter to bounce back anything. I forget who I was battling, but someone had a +3 special attack, well +3 special attack, +3 special defense, +3 speed, Xerneas. It was scary. They took down my Froggy or my Greninja. In comes my Swampert, and we had the Focus Sash. We went for Mirror Coat. We bounced back the Moonblast. One-hit KO'd it. So I'm like, there's one big threat out of the way. Alright, what's going on here? I'm getting caught up. We're getting way far behind in the chat here. Shiny Hunter's Pool is going to stop eating sweets. You can make sure you won't eat the last piece of cake in the fridge. Yeah, so again, it's not a matter of like, cut things out completely, but moderation is the important thing. You still want to treat yourself, because if you're doing good on eating healthy, you want to reward yourself. Think of, picture like once per week, this one little snack is your goal. Work hard to get to that goal. Treat yourself to that goal. If you find that you falter along the way, consider the whatever you ate along the way your goal or your reward. Really, we just got that. You guys see that? You guys see that? Who did we get that from? Hang on. Lily. We got a Shiny Lugia from Lily. I don't even have a Shiny Lugia in Pokemon Go yet. We got a Shiny Lugia now, though. Alright, let's keep this Wonder Trades going. We got our next Mudkip. Look at this. It's level 100. It's from the Game Boy. See that symbol? I wonder, would that even be hacked? I don't know. We'll check it in a little bit. I'm gonna trade out this next one. We are ready to go. And I'm getting way far behind the chat. I might have missed some comments and stuff. If I did, I apologize. I'm getting caught up right here. So, Pokeflexi asking, what is my in-game name? Simply put, it is just Chaz. I just go with my own basic name because, it's what I'm known for and stuff like that. It's the name I've had my whole life, so if you see a trainer named Chaz sending you something, you know it's me. Also, a good tip-off is if I'm wearing all purple, my favorite color. Alright. CRJ saying, Venusaur with Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, Synthesis, and Leech Seed. Item is Big Root. That could have some good power to it. That would be, well, obviously non-Mega because it's holding the Big Root. And Living Lotus asking, why is the stream slow? I don't know. Things seem to be fine on my side. I don't see any buffering. I might just be slow and talking could be a thing, though. That could be it. And Pumpkin wants to get a free Pokemon for the team, or maybe you mean Fire Pokemon, I'm not sure. And it didn't have an Everstone. Good to hear, Shiny Hunters. Like I said, that would be pretty heartbreaking to think you're getting Shiny Gengar. But even if you did get a, Everstone trade evolution, you could just trade with a friend, of course, to get that prepared. Let us get this next one ready to roll here. And another Mudkip off and running. And, oh, like Totodile you would want to get for your stream. Okay, or your team. Oh, Shiny Hunters, that's what you're talking about. So, is that what I was thinking of then? Yeah, someone in Diamond and Pearl gives you a Haunter, but they're holding Everstone. Maybe that's what I was talking about. And yes, as Living Laudio says, I have a Twitter, but I don't have a Discord just yet. Oh, this is a female. Going to Munching Orange, or Musing Orange. I think I recognize that name. Would that be the actual Munching Orange of YouTube? That is who I'm thinking of, right? There is a YouTuber named Munching Orange. I'm pretty sure I've heard that name. Wouldn't it be something if this was the actual one? We got a Young Goose. Pretty cool. So eventually, I guess I can set up for a Twitter. I was gonna say I have Twitter, a Discord. I still have not fully looked into it just yet, though. I looked at it a little bit. Since people are asking a lot, I'm gonna make a note right here. I've got a notepad open of my to-do list. Look up Discord again. All right, we've added that to my to-do list. Okay, we have another couple of Mudkip to go. We got 2 Young Goose in a row. Look at that. How lucky are we? Okay, off and running. And let's see here. Living Laudio says, you always wanted a shiny Lugia. See, I'm not super amazingly crazy on the shinies. Basically, when I get a shiny legendary in the Wonder Trading, I do add it to one of my Wonder Trade out sessions as well. So this shiny Lugia that we just got, I'm more than likely going to be sending out at some point. So you might have a chance to grab that one if you are lucky in a future stream. And hello to Luke. Tool Dude is here, folks. How's it going? Hopefully you're here to enjoy some Wonder Trading. See if we can get some cool Pokemon all over the place. FJ3 Omega from the United States. Omega. Let's see what we can get. And let's see. Unknown Spike saying to read your comments. It might have gotten lost in all of the stream there. Oh, add lemon juice to water to add flavor. Okay. See, I don't know if I'm a big fan of lemon. See, what I would probably want to add is chocolate juice a thing? Because I could add chocolate juice. That's probably not a thing, though. Sadly. But no, that's a good suggestion, though. Adding, like, people have been saying if you can add, like, flavor crystals to a glass of water, that can add more taste to it. Because, as I say, the basic taste of water can be kind of off-putting, at least initially, until you get more used to drinking it over some of the more, sweeter beverages out there. Alright, let us send our final Mudkip of the night with Go there. And hopefully someone can grab one of these. And, Shiny Hunter says the Game Boy symbol means it's from the Pokemon Crystal or Gold Silver on the DS. So that's what I'm thinking. I wonder if people have a way to hack those. Because I'm not into the hacking myself. If I got something, I'll have to take it, of course. Sonic TDM in Washington is getting the last Mudkip of the night. But again, that's Shiny Lugia, regardless of hacked or not. Otherwise, I'm not going to use it regardless. So it's going into my trading out box for a future stream. But I'll still take a look at it in just a second and see what we have to work with. And Sailor Pika just got Pokeflexi in the Wonder Trade. Awesome stuff. Would Pokeflexi... Are you streaming now, I wonder? Because if so, we should probably... Should we do our first raid if there is a Pokeflexi stream going on? That would be kind of cool once we're done with this. We're getting down to the wire. We only have about maybe half of the second half left to go. Yeah, these big streams take like about a full hour or 2 hours to go through, don't they? Alright, let's get caught up. First of all, was that shiny, hardy-natured, multi-scale ability Lugia with Recover, Hydro Pump, Rain Dance, and Swift. I don't know. This is not hacked. If it was, it would have better stats than that. Pokemon from the Game Boy games, or, the Virtual Console games, are guaranteed 3 max IVs. So this looks like it's just a legitimate Lugia. Kind of want to hang on to it, but I actually don't. I do want to give it out at some point, but that was really good to get. Alright, and from the top tier, we go to Young Goose. We have a naughty Young Goose with Strong Jaw ability. We got Tackle, Leer Pursuit, and Sand Attack. Very nice stats, though. Kind of puts that Lugia to shame in a way, but still, it is a Lugia. We next have a timid Stakeout Young Goose at level 12 with Tackle, Leer Pursuit, and Sand Attack. Kind of okay stats on that as well. We now have a Careful Sandvale Alolan Diglett with Mudslap, Magnitude, Bulldoze, and Sucker Punch. And not bad specially. Sadly, it's not really a special Pokemon. I guess Special Defense is... Really? Your Special Defense is that much better than Physical? That I did not know. And we now have a Beldum, our last trade from Japan. A clear-bodied Beldum with Impish Nature. Of course, Takedown is the move. Wow, that's not bad. That could be worked with, possibly. Get a Ditto to breed with it. Update those IVs a little bit, but that's not bad. I don't want to leave. What did I just do? I backed out completely. Alright, let's go on over to the Surge box. I guess I was going to do like these 4, move to the next box, and do those 4. I'm just going to do all 7 of these right now. We'll get those all out of the way. So I'm going to trade out one of our Electrike. Let's get the go ready for the chat once again so you guys know when this is on the move. There we are. Alright, let us see here. CRJ says, try to get Lapras from Virtual Boy Pokemon games on 3DS. Transfer it and it'll have hydration. That is definitely... I really love the fact that all the Pokemon from the Virtual Console Game Boy games have the hidden ability guaranteed when you send them up. Which is really nice because if you remember back in Gen 1, Machamp was able to learn Fissure. Machamp nowadays can have No Guard as one of its standard abilities. Fortunately, there is no way that I know of currently to get a Fissure No Guard Machamp because that would be broken OP a massive amount. Let's send Scruff to Fran and see what we get in response. Alright, Living Ladio says, you may be hardcore at Pokemon, but we're going to go watch some Andy Mac. What is Andy Mac? Hey, we got a starter. We got a Torchic. And let's see here. Luke says, when's the next Pokemon Go gifting stream? And, so Kariko saw the thing about spoofing in Pokemon Go and the issues that can come with it. The whole 3-strike rule they put in. Yeah, I mean... like I say, I don't want to hate on spoofers or anything like that, because however people want to play their game is their own business. When spoofing is done against other people, though, and taking gyms sort of unfairly, that's when I have an issue with it. But I know she wasn't doing that. But regardless, Niantic does want to crack down on spoofing, and there is the chance of losing your account if you do spoof in Pokemon Go. So that's why I can never suggest people do the spoofing. I know it's hard sometimes if people live in a rural area, you don't have a lot of spawns and stuff like that, but that would be like, you know, think of your trip to a big city as so much of a bigger event. Like, make a day of it if you can. And just go get as many stops as you can, get as many Pokemon along the way, and it makes it that bigger of an event. But I know that doesn't work for everybody, so to each their own, I guess. Alright, we have Japan as our next trade partner here. And as CRJ says, that Lugia isn't hacked. As a hacker yourself, you can tell if it is or not. And it didn't look like it was. I would say if they were going to hack that, they would have guaranteed, you know, max the HP out as well or something like that. Another Ultra Beast! What is with tonight? This is crazy. And basically a lot... Actually, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I was thinking you wouldn't even know if the Lugia was shiny back then. But no, Gen 2 is when shinies came out. So you would have known if that one was shiny sending it up. Okay. I completely clued out. Because I know sometimes if you send a Pokemon up from an earlier game, can they be shiny? From, like, say, red, blue, and yellow? Without realizing it? I don't know. So I think that was the thing with... from Gen 1 to Gen 2 back in the day, you could have had a shiny without realizing it, I think, based off of the IVs. I might be mistaken, though. Alright, and CRJ says, getting the hidden ability is guaranteed, or it can be a curse because of Kingdra's hidden ability, which is Damp, which is useless. That's a good point. I would say, in a case like that, you might be better off sending up 2, you know, Horsey, with those good stats. They'd be guaranteed to have Damp, but there's a chance that the offspring wouldn't have it. You might get the good stats passed down, though. Or you could simply get a female Horsey of the current generation, try to get good stats on it. Send up a Horsey from the older days, try to send down the stats on that. You can do some crossbreeding and try to manipulate stuff that way. And as Joshua says, don't spoof to Go Fest. Spoofing to Go Fest, I think, was pretty much a guaranteed termination, or at least temporary suspension of people's accounts, from what I had heard. Like I say, I don't spoof myself, but I was too busy doing all of the research anyway on Go Fest weekend to even consider doing something like that, if I was the type to do so. Alright, we have another Electrike. This one does have the hidden power of Ice. Let's go. So they are shiny locked in Gen 1? Yeah, I was wondering if you had actually sent something out that was shiny. What I thought was kind of unfortunate, though, back when I was playing through Pokemon Blue, my original game, when I was writing stories back then too, my own little fanfics kind of thing, detailing that I was one of the other trainers from Pallet Town that Ash never got to meet. And so, based on my stories, I had genders in mind for all of my Pokemon, because there were no genders in Gen 1. And when I sent Pokemon into my Silver game, once you get the time capsule thing set up, I found out a lot of the Pokemon were the incorrect gender based on what I had chosen for them. And I was just like, I don't like that, because if I wanted to recreate them, I would have had to, well, basically catch a bunch, trade them over, see what gender they were, and then maybe trade them back to do the training and stuff like that. But fortunately, somewhat Unfortunately, yet fortunately, Gen 2 could not connect with Gen 3, so I had to recreate the team anyway with Sapphire and Fire Red were my Pokemon back in the days. Alright, let's send out another Electrike. And here we go. Good luck, everybody. So it was no termination. You watched the guy lose 2 accounts. One was level 40. Oh, it was termination, you mean? Okay. Yeah, yeah. It's just like that must have been pretty unfortunate. The spoofing is definitely a bad thing, and if that happened, then boom. And Pumpkin says you can't get shinies in Gen 1. See, I'm not sure about that. Like, I'm confused now. Either or could be true. But I'm not that well versed in shinies to begin with, so I'll just take both your words for it. Either you can or you can't. It's still a mystery to me. And CRJ says, you spoof if you need Pokeballs, but you have over 100 now, so you don't need to spoof right now. I'm having so much trouble getting rid of Pokeballs. I have over 200, and I don't use the Ultra Balls or Great Balls either, so those are, like, there's no issue with that. But every time I want to go out and, I've always had the thought, I want to be economical with my items. I could just throw 100 Pokeballs out to free space, right? But instead of throwing those Pokeballs out for nothing, I can use them to catch Pokemon, gain experience, candy, Stardust, all that stuff. The problem is, I'm getting so many Pokeballs from the gifts and the Pokestops that I can't go through them quick enough. How many do I have right now? I'm not going to look. I'm sure I got over 200. But tomorrow, hopefully, my nose will stop itching. Also, I can get a bunch of captures going on. Just go all over the place, catch everything. Although we had a Sun Hat Pikachu today that was kind of helping me out quite a bit, who was dodging every single Pokeball I threw at it, except for the ones that I did connect against it as it attacked and bounced away. I did wind up catching it, though. We got Kyoto, Japan, 10%. Are you the Zygarde? Are we trading with Zygarde? Huh. Maybe. Alright, let's see here. So, okay, Joshua says from red, blue, yellow, you couldn't get shinies. Okay, you read up on that. So again, I'll take that word for it. Basically, whatever the last thing that someone says about that, I'll take your word for it. Because I don't even know. And I haven't read up on it myself, so I'm completely ignorant on whether or not they are doable. And Greg doesn't want to get outrage on... who? On your, Kingdra are you talking about? I'm not sure. I mean, outrage is bad just in general, because it does cause confusion. Unless you have own tempo, or some other way to block confusion. Alright, let's send out one final Electrike, the last one of the stream, which will put us at the, let's say, 75% mark of the stream. We're 3/4 of the way through. And look at this, Pumpkin says, you got one of my Electrike from someone else. They didn't like it? Oh man, but at least you got it though. That's cool. Hopefully it does well for you. That's pretty decent for a Mega Manectric. It's got max speed, max special attack. It's got the timid nature, I believe. Lowering physical attack, boosting up that... I think it's boosting the speed stat. I think that's what it is. And let's see. Luke says, as I know, you don't spoof. That is true. And you're welcome for the video. You got your first EX raid pass. That's right. Let's give it up to Luke, everybody, in the chat. Our good buddy Tool Dude has himself a Mewtwo EX raid. Excuse me. For, what is it? Next week, I think it is? But, yep. You got yourself an EX raid, and I believe that is, as you say, your first one. Fortunately, Mewtwo is not that hard to catch. The hard part is taking it down, but when you get all these people showing up, it's not hard at all. And you can get yourself a pretty decent Mewtwo. I'd say just to be safe for your first Mewtwo, though, guaranteed, go for your golden raspberries. Try the curveballs if you can. Get those great or excellent throws, and you'll probably have yourself a Mewtwo in no time. Alright, so we have our Electrike all done. Greg says I should keep Fennekin. I definitely will, because I do want to eventually breed Fennekin for future streams and stuff like that. And so if we could get Pokeflexi again, not bad, very cool. What is Pokeflexi trading out right now? And it's Friday for that Mewtwo raid, it looks like. Alright, so we have, oh, it's a speed boost Torchic with Adamant Nature, Baton Pass, Last Resort, Curse Reversal. That's pretty decent. That's not bad. Some of the other stats are not perfect, but that I could easily work with if I want to use that for breeding. We now have ourselves a Xurkitree. Weird, we traded Electrike for Xurkitree. Bold Nature with Beast Boost. We have the ever fun moveset of Hypnosis, Discharge, Electric Terrain, Power Whip. If you don't know why I suddenly lost my spirits, watch last night's Warp Ride Wednesday. We dealt with one of these things. Max Defense, Max Special Attack, Max Speed. I think that's nice. That's a good nature, too. Yep. Speed looks like it's its second highest stat. That's a good one. Why did they trade that one out? Alright, anyway, we now have a Spearow with Keen Eye ability, Bold-Natured, Growl, Leer, Pursuit, and Fury Attack. We now have ourselves a Chlorophyll... What's your name? Noanouf from France. What does that translate to? I know oof is egg. You guys can't see it under the logo here. But Noun, unless that's supposed to be 6. I don't know. I should look that up. Confusion, Worry Seed, Natural Gift, and Solar Beam. And pretty good on the attack and physical defense. We now have ourselves a Fearow, Keen Eye ability with Mild Nature, Aerial Ace, Mirror Move, Assurance, and Agility. Fantastic special offense. Not really. Well, actually, kind of even, looks like, from those numbers. We have an Eevee with Runaway ability, Bold-Natured. Isn't it weird? It's bold, yet it runs away. Tackle, Tail Whip, Covet, and Charm, and fantastic speed so it can run away really fast. We now have, for the last one, is a Sassy Stakeout Yungoos. Tackle, Leer, Pursuit, Sand Attack, and average stats are right there. So, who's ready for some contrary Snivy? Reversing stat changes when used in battle. Let's get this ready to roll here. Our first one being sent out right about now. Good luck, everybody. And, Pumpkin says, you could tell it was for me by the name and the shiny Lugia. And you got shiny Lugia. You got that, too? Sweet. Not bad. And Joshua Pokemon Goer says it's 6% catch rate for Mewtwo, but 47% with an excellent curveball Golden Raspberry. So, Luke, you're just going to pull all that off. In fact, if you guys saw our Zapdos Day footage, Luke was there, and he got himself a excellent curveball on a Tauros, which he was quite happy for because that led to his final part of the Mewtwo mythical research, and he got himself a Mew mythical research, and he got himself the Mew as well, I think later that night or the next day. So yeah, excellent curveball throw should be a piece of cake for you now there, Luke. You got this. Mewtwo is yours, most guaranteed. We got us a Yungoos. That's a Yungoos kind of day. And CRJ says, read the last comment. So in red, blue, and yellow, shinies were determined by the stats. If you were to trade the Pokemon to gold, silver, and crystal with the correct stats, they would be shiny. Okay. That's what I thought. See, again, I'm hearing conflicting stuff. And Joshua Pokemon Goer says you couldn't get them from those. Maybe, is it... So in the virtual console, maybe can they not be shiny when sent up? That might be what Josh was talking about. Again, that I don't know about. Let's continue trading out these Snivy. Sailor Pika says, first you got a shiny Nidoqueen from him, then shiny Alakazam, so Pokeflex is sending out all the shinies, it looks like. Noivern Fan 23 is Warp Riding, and it took I almost said 300. It took 30 Pokeballs to catch a Latios, and he caught it with 1 Pokeball left. Awesome stuff. I love that. Comes right down to the wire, you don't think you're going to get it, and then you do. We got Agent K of the Men in Black from Japan, of all places, sending out a Snivy right here. And, saying that, they hunted shiny Pokemon? I'm not sure. Greg's saying that it wouldn't, and they hunted. I don't even know. See, that's what happens. I get caught up on the stream video, and then I lose the chat, and I lose track. What was I talking about? CRJ saying, it bothers you when people say that Execute is a bundle of seeds. 2 things. Why does it have egg in its name, and why does one of the eggs look like it has yolk inside of it? Well, here's the thing. The Pokedex is confusing. In several generations, it does say that... Oh, what you're talking... No, they shiny hunted the Lugia. That's probably what you're talking about. Alright. But in some Pokedexes and some generations, it says that Execute is actually not eggs, it's seeds. Others do say that they're eggs. So the Pokedex doesn't know what they're doing. So I can see why people are confused about that. I just go with the whole fact that it is, you know, X-Egg-Cute, X-Eggutor. Even though X-Eggutor is actually more coconut than egg. But it doesn't really matter. Owen from Ontario, Canada. Have we had Owen already tonight? I think we did. I recognized the... I think I recognize Ontario and Owen. And Sailor Pika just got Pokeflexi for the 3rd time and got shiny Zapdos. If you folks are not Wonder Trading right now, get on that. Pokeflexi sending in all these shiny Pokemon. We got us a Litten. Is it the Intimidate Litten? For breeding purposes for hidden abilities. I was wondering. Intimidate is kind of decent. It's not necessarily the best ability. So if I was ever to breed Litten, would I go hidden ability or not? I probably would just for the sake of the uniqueness of it, probably. In fact, I could breed if I want, because I do have, from the Pokemon Bank, they sent out the hidden ability starters at one point of the Gen 7. And I got a male long reach Rowlet. I think it was actually the fully evolved form of Decidueye, the Intimidate, Incineroar, but I got a female Liquid Voice Primarina. So I could breed Hidden Ability Primarina for future streams. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, we have a Bobby from France. Wants shiny Pokemon. Sorry, Bobby. These are all standards, but they're pretty decent Snivy regardless. And CRJ says, what seed has yolk inside? None that I can think of, to be completely honest. And we got a young goose for that one. Pumpkin says someone named Lily. It was the same name. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. So it was the same Lily that you got. You got the shiny Lugia from them too, did you? I think that's what you're saying. Yeah, it is. Okay. So they're just sending out all these shiny Lugia. That's crazy. And CRJ says Intimidate is better than Blaze because, like, to make use of Blaze, you got to go down to low HP, which means you're pretty much on the way out in the battle regardless. But Intimidate could still keep you in the battle. Like, if I had an Incineroar down to low HP, I might want to retreat it anyway, not even making use of Blaze, because if it comes back in again, even if it falls on the attack coming in, it's still dropping the opponent's attack stat. So, I used to be a person that never really thought, like, if I had a Pokemon at, like, say, 2 hit points left, I would think, well, he's not going to survive another hit when he comes in, so there's no point to keep him. But after watching enough people on YouTube do competitive battling, I realized it is actually kind of smart to save that kind of a Pokemon, because, let's say, if I've got a Water type out, and the opponent has a Grass type, and I want to switch into my, say, Charizard, I don't want Charizard to take a hit on the way in. I could switch to that 2 hit point Pokemon, take a hit from that Grass type, then I bring my Charizard in for free, no damage. So it is kind of smart to save those Pokemon that are almost, you know, pretty much knocked out, as they say, you know, Death Fodder, or, you know, Meat Shield, or whatever like that. Pumpkin is trying to catch a Magnemite, shiny or otherwise. And what game are you trying to catch it in? Because, of course, the SOS battles in the current games have a good chance of finding shiny Pokemon. Which, so when I was doing some... What was I hunting for? I was trying to find a Pokemon that I could breed Fake Out onto the Chimchar for this week. It was Meowth, actually. I was going for Meowth, and I kept having them call in, you know, SOS battle kind of thing. Because if I could get a Meowth with good stats and then Heart Scale Fake Out onto it, I could use that for breeding for good stats. The whole time I was going through the SOS battles, I was thinking, don't be shiny, don't be shiny. Because if a shiny Meowth showed up, could I resist the urge to catch it? Or just knock it out, continue onward to get a better chance of a higher stat Pokemon. Fortunately, I did not get any shinies in that chain. And it's weird to say, fortunately. Is that something you guys would like to see maybe sometime? Just sit, you know, I sit back and try doing some shiny hunting? I've never done that, but I've seen people do that on streams. That might be kind of cool to try out sometime. Maybe add an extra, or maybe take a break from one kind of a live stream for a week and then do that instead, or I don't know. We can kind of play it by ear. In a way, that's what I do with the Warp Ride days, though. Try to find some shiny Pokemon in the Ultra Wormhole. Alright, the last of our Snivy being traded out right now. That leaves some Froakie and some Kadabra as the finale. This is a 2-hour stream, it looks like, as I expected. Usually it takes about an hour to go through... Not even an hour, maybe about 40 minutes or so to go through one box. We got Game Changer from Oklahoma as our next trade partner. I think we are still good on the stream strength. Let me just double check it. Yep, we are good. Alright, so the last of our... I didn't even mention, they're in luxury balls, these things, too. But it might be cool someday to sit back and just do a simple bit of shiny hunting as we hang out. Alright, we got an Eevee. Now, let's take a look at what we got in exchange for all of these Contrary Snivy. What I really hope is eventually I get Pokemon back that are named Wonderlock. The reason being... Wonderlocks, if you don't know what they are, a Nuzlocke is a basic kind of a challenge in Pokemon where you have to... You're limited what Pokemon you can have, and you gotta catch the first thing you get on each route. But a Wonderlock says you Wonder Trade that catch out immediately and get something from Wonder Trade. It would be my hope that I trade one of these really cool Pokemon to someone doing a Wonderlock, and it helps them a lot in their playthrough. Alright, we have a Strongjaw Mild Young Goose first up with Tackle and Leer. Pretty decent on the stats, I'll say. We've got ourselves a female Bagon, Modest Nature with Rock Head, Rage, and Fire Fang. Kind of decent stat-wise on there. We have... Oh, it's Intimidate! We got the hidden ability Intimidate, Adamant Natured Litten with Scratch, Ember, and Fake Out. That's not bad. Check that out. I like that. Alright, we also got ourselves another Yungoos. I should do a... I'm going to put a Yungoos counter at some point on here. Brave Nature with Stakeout. We got Tackle and Leer. And fresh out of the wild, it looks like... What is your name? Manglouton from France. We got us a Pichu up next. Static Ability with Quirky Nature, which is neutral. Thundershock, Charm, Tail Whip, and not bad physically, I guess HP is maximum. We now have a Storm Drain, a Lonely Finneon at level 35. We got Water Pulse, Captivate, Safeguard, Aqua Ring, and that's pretty decent also. I love getting some of these high stat Pokemon. We now have a... So we had a Bold Eevee that ran away. We now have a Brave Eevee that runs away. What is going on? It's an Eevee with Helping Hand, Growl, Tackle, and Tail Whip, and the speed is very good, so it can run away just as well. How about that? Alright, let us start moving on to the Froakie. These are our Protein, Max Speed, Max Special Attack Froakie with Mud Sport, Toxic Spikes, Mind Reader, and Power Up Punch. The Naive Nature, which says speed goes up and special defense goes down. So these could be pretty decent to get, and as I'm saying, we're going with the Go as I click on Trade. Good luck, everybody. Alright, Joshua definitely wants Kadabra. Hopefully you can get one of them. You got Zorua from a trade. Very cool. And CRJ, when you first saw the Alolan starters for the first time, you liked Rowlet, you loved Litten. Sorry, you loved Poplar, but you didn't like Litten, and you still don't. Of the three of them, I don't think I have a preference of the first forms, but I would say of all the three full evolutions, I personally do think, despite the fact that I chose Poplio and I'm a Primarina trainer, I think Decidueye looks the coolest of them all personally. I just like the fact that its little tuft of whatever, like a feather here, is the arrow, or the bow string that it shoots the arrows with. And I just think it has the coolest look, personally. But everyone has different opinions and stuff like that, and that's all well and cool. Sailor Pika once did a Wonderlock in Alpha Sapphire. How did that go for you? Did you manage to complete it, or was it, did it get shut down? And I know there's a thing where if you Wonder Trade and you get a Pokemon that's too high of a level, you have the option, I think, to then trade it back out. Or would that be like a house rule people can do? I don't know. I haven't done enough research into Wonderlocks. Maybe someday I'll do one on the channel. Who knows? I would want to get another copy of a game, though, because I don't want to erase my progress in any of my main games. So I could go with like regular Pokemon Sun or Ultra Moon, which I haven't played any of those yet. And let's get caught here. So Lego Deadpool from Dan TDM Raid. We have a raid going on? If so, that's pretty sweet. Neat. And Miranda Decker, what time am I going to stream tomorrow? So at 5 o'clock Atlantic time tomorrow, we have a Pokemon Go gifting live stream. That's usually about, say, 40 minutes or so. And then tomorrow at 8 p.m. Atlantic is when the battles are getting underway. If you don't know what Pokemon we have as the prizes for those Wi-Fi battles, either check my Twitter or go to the events page, or basically go to my channel on YouTube, and I have the event set up. It's going to be Iron Fist, Hidden Ability Chimchar. We got Electrike. Is that mine? No, it's not. It's a timer ball. It's got Power Up Punch, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, and Fake Out. Adamant Nature, which is attack up, special attack down, and it's bred for max attack, max speed stats. So we got some pretty cool Chimchar coming for tomorrow. And Dank Bottom, you're late. Hope you didn't miss too much. You missed about the first, let's say, 3/4 of the stream, but we still have some Froakie left over and some Kadabra for Wonder Trading. They're sending out right about now. I'm saying go in the chat, so if you're Wonder Trading, when you see the word go, click trade. You get a chance to get one of these randomly selected through the Wonder Trade. Joshua fell in love with Rowlet. It is a cute little thing, especially when its head goes completely backwards, like in, you know, The Exorcist. But it has to be a good name, Exorcist, because it is a ghost type. Well, when it evolves into it. Trainer Ash asking, can you battle? Well, we're not actually doing any battling tonight. This is just Wonder Trading. But tomorrow is when the battles will get underway. It's going to be a pretty heated battle session, let's say. I'm using my Fire-type Pokemon, and you guys can use whatever you want against me, except they're going to be the flat rules, which says no mythicals and no mythicals and some legendaries are banned. But the nice thing is, I'm using my lesser Pokemon from my past playthroughs. You have a much better chance of taking me down than you did on the Friday and Saturday 6v6 streams. Really? No trade partner yet? I can only ramble for so long, game. Come on, give me somebody. There we go. Tori from Anguilla. You got 3,000 Pokemon in your Pokemon bank. That's decent. And CRJ says, then the middle stages were announced. You didn't like Dartrix. After using one, you now like it. You love Brianne, and you like Torracat, and saw hope for Torracat because Torracat looks really cool. I like the little flame bell it has. That's a pretty neat little idea they have. And then it becomes the bell, of course. And Sailor Pika, you think you lost a few Pokemon, but you managed to beat the game in the Wonderlock. Alright, that's the important thing is as long as you beat the game, right? Especially when you take on a big challenge, you know, going back to my playthroughs, Pokemon Pearl, which I gotta get back to. If you guys have seen that playthrough, you know what I'm talking about. We had a struggle at the end of that there. Oh, good old champion Cynthia. I am shocked how we pulled through that one, though. Yeah, it was a crazy time. And CRJ saying that the final stages were confirmed. You love Decidueye, you really love Primarina, and you were so disappointed with Incineroar. You saw hope, but then Incineroar is your second least favorite. Really? That's too bad. I mean, what do you think of its exclusive Z move, though? The Menacing Moonsault. I love that Z move. It pulls that ring out of the ground and just slams down. You know, talk about design choices and stuff as you will, but I gotta say, that's a pretty decent Z move. And encounters for shinies are difficult, as you're saying there, Greg says. That would be, I think you're talking like a shiny lock might be what you're speaking of. And Xeon785 asking, can I trade with you? Well, I'm not going to do specific trades direct one-to-one tonight, because this is all just Wonder Trading tonight. But if you're looking for any particular trades, I should point at the camera, because I'm pointing at the chat. Feel free to mention in the chat if you're looking for any trades, and maybe someone out there can help you out if you're looking for anything in particular. Alright, we got 3 more Froakie to send out here. And of course, as I say go, click your trade, and hope you can get one of these. And yeah, so looking for the shiny Charmander. I think, are you talking about Pokemon Go? Because I'm trying to get I got a shiny Charmander from Community Day back when it was out. I'm still hoping to get some of those research tasks that say evolve a fire type, which Charmander is the reward for. I haven't gotten a shiny yet. I haven't gotten any shinies from any research tasks, I don't think. We got Poppy from Pennsylvania, United States, up next. And CRJ thinks it's the worst of the 3 starter Z moves, but it's still really cool. I like, to be honest, as much as I am the Popplio and Primarina trainer, I don't like the Oceanic Operetta as much. Kind of for 2 reasons. For one, there's not a lot to it. I mean, it looks cool. It's basically a Spirit Bomb in water form from Dragon Ball. But, like, the Menacing Moonsault seems like there's so much more. The Sinister Arrow Raid has more to it as well. Another reason I don't like the Oceanic Operetta is because it is claimed for copyright on YouTube. So anytime I want to show it, I have to black that part out of the stream. But it is what it is. I just find it weird that that one is copyright protected, but the other 2 are not. Definitely kind of strange. Alright, 2 more Froakie. This one right here. One last one to go. And do we want to know the rules for the pumpkin lock? Let us know, Pumpkin. Sure. What do you have for specific rules for your locks? If you guys watch my channel, you might have seen I've been doing sort of light versions of Nuzlocks when I recap my original playthroughs. So I kind of stick to somewhat the rules of... we got Dave from England up next. He'll give his Pokemon a hyper training, and he's angry about that. I will do certain rules where if I need a Pokemon to evolve to recreate my original playthrough, I'll tweak the rules a bit to bring them back, and go with that. But I generally try to stick to the whole, if a Pokemon gets knocked out, they're gone. Now, if you watched my GameCube game playthroughs of XD and Gale of Darkness, you'll know that I tweaked that rule quite a bit, because those games are nearly impossible to go through without losing anybody. I tell you, that computer retargets their attacks however they choose to mid-battle. But that's another playthrough. Go check out if you like. It was an interesting time, at least. Alright, one final Froakie. Let us get this one ready to roll. And then after this, we have 6 Kadabra to trade out. We're almost done here with our stream for the night, folks. Lego Deadpool asking, can you have Litten? Well, if someone has Litten available, maybe someone can set up a trade there. And Xeon asking, why do I trade the Froakies? Because I like to breed special Pokemon and just trade them out. Generally on here on the channel, we do on Friday nights a live stream of Pokemon Wi-Fi battling. I'll breed up a whole box of prize Pokemon. For example, tomorrow will be Chimchar with hidden ability, good IVs, good nature, cool egg moves. And as we do the battles, if someone can defeat me, they get one of those Chimchar as a prize. So, anything left over, the following Thursday, I'll send out as Wonder Trades. So anyone that doesn't get a chance to do the battle and win the Chimchar, you still have a chance on a Wonder Trade night to try to get them. And Luke had asked, is gifting tomorrow at 5? Yes, it is. The Pokemon Go gifting at 5 o'clock. I gotta go out and pick up some gifts from the Uptown area. And I think I will use tomorrow as my cheat day. I'll grab a little something while I'm out and about. Don't harsh me, don't blame me on that. But, you know, one day a week, I shouldn't, you know, tip the scales, really. Alright, and I'm going to recap what we just got. So we have a docile-natured Skill Link Shelder at level 1 with Tackle, Water Gun, Ice Spear, Icicle Spear, and Rock Blast. This might be pretty decent. Oh. But I mean, the moves are decent. Alright, we next have an Electrike, Bashful Nature with Lightning Rod ability, level 1 with Tackle, Thunder Wave, Thunder Fang, and Discharge. Decent-ish stat-wise on that. We now have a sassy little Alolan Diglett at level 19 with Sand Veil. The moves of Astonish, Mud Slap, Magnitude, and Bulldoze. Pretty decent, very fast, and good good physical attack. We now have, it's a male Salandit. We need females to evolve. We have Modest-Natured Salandit with Corrosion ability. Moves of Ember, Sweet Scent, Dragon Rage, and Smog. That's nice. Good stats, good for breeding right there. Next, we have a Picky Peck at level 3 with a Careful Nature and the ability of Skill Link. Peck and Growl for the moves. We next get a Rabombi. Is that in a Heal Ball? We got Bold Nature with Shield Dust ability. Silver Wind, Draining Kiss. I almost said Kish. Draining Kiss, Sweet Scent, and Bug Buzz. Pretty good defensively and especially attackively. And finally, we got an Elekid. An Elekid, there we go. Bashful Nature with Static for the ability. We've got us a Thunder Wave, Electro Ball, Light Screen, and Thunder Punch Elekid, which I believe should evolve if I level it up one time. I think level 30 they evolve at. And we got very good defense. The rest is kind of meh. But that's all well and good. Alright, the moment some of you have been waiting for, we got a box, well not a box, but we got a line of 6 more Kadabra. We got Skill Swap, Psychic Terrain Barrier, and Psycho Shift. Not offensive moves, of course. There's actually no offensive moves, but simply teach it Psychic or Psyshock from a TM. You can always heart scale some of these moves back onto it if you want to get some of those back. They are Timid Nature, which is physical attack down, speed up, and the ability is Magic Guard, the hidden ability. And they're guaranteed, what is it? Actually, I can check the judge right here. Max special attack, max speed, guaranteed. That's a rhyme. That's not a crime. Let's trade. Alright, I'll get caught up on the chat again as off it goes. Alright, Greg is asking for shiny Pokemon. I don't have the shiny Pokemon available tonight. This is all just the prize Pokemon. I might breed up some shinies if we're lucky in the future, though. Like I said, even if they don't have the best stats and moves and stuff like that, I'm still going to include the shiny as a nice little reward, and you guys can make use of it as you like, which would be kind of cool. We have Silva from Massachusetts in the United States up next. And yes, actually, Joshua has pointed out, Raikou is the next Pokemon for the legendary, or not legendary, but the Research Breakthrough Box in Pokemon Go. I saw that just earlier, and I showed that at the start of the stream. So anyone that does not have the first of the Johto beasts roaming the lands, basically, from back in the day, Raikou is coming back, and I believe that would, of course, indicate that Entei and Suicune will also be following suit in the next couple months. And Greg Ken wants a Froakie with Power Up Punch. It's pretty unique to have that, isn't it? I think I was checking Bulbapedia. I also use Bulbapedia for references on how to breed egg moves on, and it said that you needed to have. I think the father, the parent, was what's it called? A Wooper with Power Up Punch, which was weird because they don't have fists. But you had to chain breed Lucario with Wooper or Quagsire to get Power Up Punch onto Wooper. Wooper could then breed Power Up Punch onto Froakie. It's a weird kind of chain breeding thing that you can do, but I managed to pull it off. I got all those egg moves on that Froakie. Alright, and we got from Japan, another trade partner. Sinister Arrow Raid is CRJ's ultimate all-time favorite Z move. It is pretty decent looking. I really like the way I use it in the Ultra Sun playthrough too when I was taking on Ultra Necrozma. That whole fight was just awesome. And I love the fact I did it as a live stream, so you guys are seeing my live calculations of how do we get through this fight. If you guys haven't played through Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon and you don't know what Ultra Necrozma is all about, it is quite a challenge. But I would say go check out my playthrough, you know, shameless self-plug, but check it out if you want to see a cool showdown with, if I toot my own horn, some pretty clever strategies on the fly. Don't want to talk myself up too much. Anyone probably could have done what I did, but it was still cool nonetheless. Alright, let us send our third Kadabra. Good luck, everybody. And let's see here. Getting caught up once again. Noivern Fan says, when you first got up this morning, you changed your team from Wonder Trading. So you have like Wonder Trade Pokemon you're going to add into your team. Alright, I think that's what you're saying. And Luke says, we're at 16 likes. Awesome, thank you folks, very much appreciated. And as I said, we had 2 dislikes at one point. We're at 1. we're still way outweighing the dislikes. So that's awesome. You know, thank you guys for your support and your interest, and just let me know you like what I'm doing. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to keep you guys entertained and stuff. All right, let us see. So Pumpkin's rules for the Pumpkin Lock. Rule 1, you have to use your favorite Pokemon. And Rule 2, they have 6 lives instead of just the 1. And Rule 3, you can get a second Pokemon if you don't get the first. So if they knock it out or whatever, or if they somehow manage to run away, you have a chance to get a second. Now, if you don't get the second though, do you have a chance for the third, or is 2 where you cap it at? And Willie Sheridan asking, how do you get the judge on your game? What you do is you have to breed and hatch 20 eggs from the nursery, or maybe just not from the nursery, but just breed and hatch 20 eggs in general. And then there's a man standing outside the battle tree near the PC who, if you talk to him normally, he's like, oh, who are you? Well, no one impressed enough to shock me awake, and he goes back to sleep. But once you bred and hatch 20 eggs and talk to him, that apparently wakes him up. It's kind of, I don't like they don't give you an indication of how to wake him up, but that's how you do it. And when you do, he says, would you like me to judge the potential of your Pokemon? Instead of that, I'm going to update your PC to have the judge feature added. So that's how you do it. Hatch a bunch of eggs, talk to that guy, you get the judge feature added to your PC. And hello to Hot Pocket McGriddles. Do I recognize that name? It seems to be familiar. I might be completely crazy though. I might just be thinking that I want to go eat a Hot Pocket, but I gotta eat healthy. And CRJ asking, have I seen the 25 questions for Pokemon players? I have not. What's that all about? Sounds interesting. And so Greg Hen got them all through Pokemon Bank. Awesome stuff. NoivernFan23's favorite Z-move is Hydro Vortex. I used a lot of that in our Friday and Saturday battles. That was kind of fun. I remember someone had a Swords Dance Mimikyu, which I managed to break the disguise using, I think, Volt Switch. And as soon as I brought in my Koga, my Greninja, I had to go for the all-out power. I went for that Hydro Vortex, took it down before it could do any serious damage to us. Whew. Mimikyu is scary with that Swords Dance power-up. And CRJ, when you first went through Pokemon Ultra Moon, you had to revive your Golisopod over and over so you could use First Impression. Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, what I think is really funny about Wimpod and Golisopod is Wimpod, there's no beating around the bush. Its ability is Wimp Out. It simply runs when you have half or less HP. So that's all well and good. But I love the fact that when it becomes Golisopod, its ability has the exact same effect, but because it's now a powerful Golisopod, it's not wimping out. It's making an emergency exit. That's what they call it. That's more of a pride thing, I think, for Golisopod. But I'm not going to question it. It does work kind of well in the fact that you can use First Impression when you first come into battle. So you can use it, go down below half, you emergency exit out. When it comes back onto the field, you can use that First Impression again. Alright, we got one final Pokemon of the stream. How do we get 2 Corsola back-to-back? That's wacky. Good luck, everybody. Our last one, trading out now. Let's see what happens. And Xeon had one-shot Ultra Necrozma. What attack did you use to one-shot it? I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm just saying whatever it was, I would like to know for the future, if I ever have to fight, excuse me, that thing again. And Joshua Pokemon Goer says 3 down, still missing the Kadabra. I don't think that's you from Japan. I wouldn't think. You might be actually, but does not look like you managed to get one of these just yet. But maybe in the future someday. I'll bring back some Kadabra for trading. But of course, you can always just check the GTS as well. See if you can get a Kadabra that way. Unless it was this one with the specific IVs that you were looking to get. Like I say, in the future, maybe someday we'll have more of these available. But I will put on my Twitter a poll, basically, for next week's suggestion for a prize Pokemon. So these have been the prizes from the past 6 weeks, the leftovers. We're all done now. But tomorrow, come on back at 5 o'clock p.m. Atlantic time if you want to do some Pokemon Go gifting with the professor. And tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock Atlantic, we'll be doing some Wi-Fi battling with Chimchar as the prize. And you can see the info on Chimchar either on Twitter or in the thumbnail of the upcoming event tomorrow. But I'll put a thing on Twitter, a poll for what kind of ground type should I breed up for the Giovanni team for the following week. Alright, recap the last batch of Pokemon we got. We have a Fletchling, which is serious, with a big Pex. It's got Quick Attack, Peck, Agility, and Flail. Decent on the physical attack there. We have a Brave-Natured Vital Spirit, a Lillipup, with Bite, Baby Doll Eyes, Helping Hand, and Takedown. Now we got another Alolan Diglett, a naughty one with Sand Veil ability. We got Sand Attack, Metal Claw, Growl, and Astonish. And it's got really nice special attack. That's not the best thing, but oh well. Now we have one of our first Corsola. It must, okay, Earth Power must be a standard move for it. Level 50 Corsola with Hardy Nature ability is Natural Cure. If only I could transfer this into Pokemon Go, I could have myself a nice regional. Anyway, Power Gem, Mirror Coat, Earth Power, and Flail. And kind of basic on the stats, we now have a Natural Cure Hasty Corsola. Level 1, looks like it's been bred with Tackle and Harden. Wow! That's almost exactly the pattern it takes in Pokemon Go across the equator. Special attack, special defense, attack, and defense are all maximum. Very cool. Alright, the last Pokemon we got was a level 57 Miltank. Thick Fat Miltank, Jolly Natured, which is decent. Speed up, special attack down. Captivate, Gyro Ball, Heal Bell, and Wake Up Slap. And kind of good stat-wise as well. Alright, so that is going to be a wrap for our Wonder Trade session tonight. It was like 2 hours, but that was a lot of prizes to give out. Do you realize in the past week, that's like about 4 hours worth of Wonder Trading that we have done with all these extra prizes? That is crazy. Alright, we are now disconnected off the internet. I'll get caught up on the chat once again. Yeah, so Joshua was hoping for the IVs and the hidden move or hidden ability for the Kadabra. So, like I said, I could probably bring them back at some point. So, let's not say they're gone for good. I'll keep the parents, of course, saved up in my game. So, they'll be ready to come back at any point, and maybe another Psychic-type gym could be coming up in the future as well. Alright, and as Xeon says, save right before you fight it, and if the attack misses... Oh, Sheer Cold. If it misses, restart the game. Okay, so if you're going to do the save and reset thing, then yeah, that can happen. But me, I'm not the kind of person to save and reset. It's like, I'm going in. It's my first time fighting that thing. I'm going to take it on. I went in really defensively, though. Focus Sash I had Sturdy ability, going for, you know, stat decreasing moves, status conditions. So I managed to pull through on the first attempt, which was pretty cool, given the fact that I later watched people play through it, and Alternate Crowsman destroyed them. And I can see why. Alright, so... Noivern Fan is now playing Alpha Sapphire. Awesome stuff. Lego Deadpool asking when is the Wi-Fi, so that's going to be tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Atlantic time for our Wi-Fi battling. And Polyworld Fan 101, what's up? What's up is our time today. We're all finished for our stream. We're at the end of our Wonder Trading stream. We just sent out all of the Pokemon you see down below. Half box or so full of each of those. But we got some more stuff coming up tomorrow. As I said, just a quick reminder, at 5 o'clock we got Pokemon Go gifting, and at 8 o'clock p.m. Atlantic time, we have the Wi-Fi battling. So that is going to be a roll. It's going to be a wrap, so we can roll for the day. I want to say thank you, folks, for tuning in tonight. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe for some more regular Pokemon content. And what time Eastern time? That, I think it's just 1 hour difference, Lego Deadpool. So it should be 7 o'clock Eastern time. Just double check it, though. Go on Google and type in, do a quick, say, 8 p.m. Atlantic to Eastern. That should tell you exactly what time that is, but I think it's 7. I'm pretty sure there's 1 hour difference. But with that, that is going to be it for today. So again, if you want to subscribe for some regular content, you know how to do. Or you know what to do, you know how to do it. And if you want to see some more content, stay tuned tomorrow for some more live streaming, and I'll see you then. So thank you, folks, once again for tuning in and hanging out and just giving me something to do with my time, and hopefully giving you guys some cool Pokemon if we got lucky, which I don't think any of us did. But the bigger we get this channel, the more likely someone in the chat will get some of these Pokemon. Doesn't really help your individual odds, I guess, but I mean, at least it's something. Alright, with all that, it is now time to roll. Thank you, folks, once again for tuning in. Professor Chaz is signing off, and I will catch you all next time. Have a good evening or good day or whatever time it is where you're at.